solo in su, prendi il caffè, perché? Ma perché sei qua? Che cosa vuoi da me? Soldi non ne ho. Io sono Alfredo, soldi non ne ho. Sono Alfredo, più che di stesso, come farò? Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Fallo accanto e rido e non lo so, come farò? Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Fallo accanto e rido, ma però io non ne ho. Da molto lontano sei arrivata tu, ma da dove arrivi? Oh, bella signora, eri bionda, eri blu, occhi stanchi, denti bianchi. Sì, sono felice di averti qua. Soldi non ne ho. Io sono Alfredo. Soldi non ne ho. Sono Alfredo, più che di stesso, come farò? Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e canto, non lo so, come farò? Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e scherzo, ma però io non ne ho. Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e canto e non lo so, come farò? Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e scherzo, ma però io non ne ho. Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e canto e non lo so, come farò? Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e scherzo, ma però io non ne ho. Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e canto, non lo so, come farò? Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e scherzo, ma però io non ne ho. Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e canto e non lo so, come farò? Soldi non ne ho, come farò? Ballo e rido e scherzo, ma però io non ne ho.
Hello. Hello, fans of the Order of the Harvest Moon. Welcome to another strange midweek street. No, is it midweek? It's not really midweek. Almost midweek. Kind of midweek. It's almost midweek, but not exactly midweek. Or do I like saying midweek? Midweek. Sorry about that. So because we have a special stream tonight, let me get my microphone a little bit closer. A special stream tonight, and the stream tonight is this guy over here. This is the culprit and the subject, and welcome to Bit Live, where everything starts. I mean, it is difficult to find games like Harvester. I mean, I understand perfectly that some people might not like Harvester, might not vibe with it, might not like the edginess and everything. I completely understand that, but it's definitely unique. You have to give it to Harvester. Even in the 90s, it's difficult to find a game that's as strange as Harvester. And that also has all that weird mystique around it as well. It's definitely, it's definitely one of a kind for many reasons. Hi chat. Let me put you over here. Alright, so I think since this is like the first time on this stream ever that we are playing a game that I actually own. I'm having a feedback. Sorry about that. Every time I touch the fucking OBS, I'm sorry about that. Every time I touch OBS, shit happens. I'm sorry about that. Now it's fixed. So I was saying, Harvester is one of a kind. So since it's the first time ever on stream that we're taking a look at a game that I have the box, let's take a look at the box. Why don't we? It's never gonna happen again, so I might as well. What's that behind the light there? It's a dead Dalsim. Okay. So this is the European version of Harvester, so the censored version, and this game comes whatever directly from Sweden. I don't know if you can read that, but yeah, it says Jönköping. So it's a Swedish version, but yeah, basically it's an English version, a European version. So let's read the back of the box. It says, you wake up one morning to a town full of stranger and inexplicable sights. You share your home with your not-so-perfect family, and your supposed fiancé lives next door. Then you're plunged into a nightmare. Your fiancé is missing, and you find a hideous bloody skull and spinal cord draped across her bed. Is it hers? What's going on? The only clue left behind is an engraved invitation for you to enter the Order of the Harvest Moon. A mysterious organization that controls the town in ways you don't or can't understand. Is the order behind this execution? What are the motives? One thing is certain, you're going to get to the bottom of this killing or die trying. Which, I don't know if that's the main motive for our Steve to start all this. I think it's more that he's got amnesia, but... I mean, yeah, I guess. So, it definitely doesn't really say much about the amnesia part. So we have a letter from the producer. I'm just gonna read the letter from the producer of Harvester. So let me say thank you to those purchase Harvester. Okay, we got that. This project has taken a considerable amount of criticism for the violent content, has a considerable time to develop. We're gonna get into that later. We felt compelled to make sure it remained as close as possible to the vision which we had for it. Which it didn't, fine. Harvester has been developed for a while now. You probably wonder whatever happened. Well, I'm happy to say that after all the late night pizzas, we did it. The project became more than the original design. Technology changes, and we kept wanting to add cool stuff. The development was hell. It was important to say to each of us that the product had a strange and altered taste that we wanted. So it says about censorship. I wouldn't want children to play any game which has any sort of graphic violence or blood and guts, but people must understand that it's a product which has such content as taking precaution to deny access by children. Society is going to have to grow up one day and realize that in a country which allows freedom of speech as well as creative freedom, the job of raising the children of America is the parents' responsibility, not the entertainment industry. Okay. Then it says that Harvester will piss off many organized groups, but yeah. We don't really care about that. So, this is a letter from Lee Jacobson. And it's interesting because the project was very, very different from what the original wanted to make. So it is strange that he talks about it being close to their vision, because it wasn't close to their vision, that I can tell you. It was very different from what they originally wanted to do, which was basically a sort of Phantasmagoria game. Not really much different than that. Okay. So I'm playing this, the uncensored version. We should be fine. I don't remember any nudity per se. I think there's of course some violence. I mean, obviously, but Twitch doesn't give a shit, so we don't give a shit in turn. So let me check. Yeah, Twitch seems fine. Okay, I don't really have to do anything here. Okay. Perfect. I guess we can just go ahead and start. Hello. Okay, let's start. Let me shut up. Oblivion, let's enjoy the intro to Harvester, which I hope it will capture, but it probably won't, because why should it? Ugh, Jesus. That's a bit too loud. Sorry about that. I mean, besides this, still makes sense. Perfect. No, we don't need to move that. Move this. Move this. It's gonna be a lot of strange stuff. Cow doesn't even come close to it. It's fucking loud on my end. Jesus Christ. With a real credit sequence, just like a real movie, because this is a real movie. No, it's not. It's definitely not. Yeah, that's the picture. It's normal by kid television on minimum level. Okay. It was super loud on my end. Should be okay now. The level seems to be okay. So this is the town of Harvest. Yes, hairy chest, hairy man. our protagonist Steve. And there we go. That's all we need to know. So what we need to know is that you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can pick your friend's nose. So we're starting off on a strong note, as you can see, with some hello Etienne. Good afternoon or good evening. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose. So yeah, great tip. Right clicking on some objects in inventory shows a close-up of that object. We're not gonna disclose which objects do that. Right clicking on weapons, press S to bring up a new object, can combine objects, sound levels can be adjusted. I would have loved that way before. Look for blah blah blah. Okay, that's it. Okay, so it is a bit it's a bit cut, I think. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, that should be fine. This is our adventure in Harvest begins. So what happened is that they started development on Harvester in '94, if I remember correctly, and this came out in '97. So that already tells you that something went wrong. Something went wrong for sure. Let me also cut a little bit of myself. Yes, exactly. That's what I was referring to. The game went through so many iterations. Also, we can see the chat. Jesus Christ. The background sound came from Lynx. Hello, Massimo. So yeah, the game went through so many iterations. At one point, it was. I mean, I read an article where it said it was a first-person game. That's probably wrong. I don't know. I don't think it was ever planned to be a first-person game. But yeah, it went through so many iterations and different ideas that it's funny that the manual starts with. This is the vision that we wanted. It's not. It's definitely not. Okay, let's examine the bookshelf. A handful of faded hardbacks litter the lower shelf. One of your typical wall clocks. P47 Thunderbolt. Recently watered plastic plant. Yes, that's a joke. An empty acne medicine container. Binoculars. With the lenses melted to the table. Okay. A picture of a beautiful girl, blonde, about 17 years old. Old-fashioned clock with bells and hammer, which we saw. Sexy pinup. Okay, I completely forgot about that. Does he do that each time? Okay. Okay, interesting. So the mattress is speckled with odd stains. So our main man Steve doesn't use covers of any kind. Just sleeps raw, like a real man should. Autograph of a GPF. I guess that's a joke, but I don't know what that joke means. 7 flannel shirts accompanied with matching blue jeans are hanging neatly in the closet. Cheap folding chair. Religious gatherings. Paper doll by the Mills brother sits on the turntable. Okay. Never mind. We can't activate the turntable. So the shoes with laser nugget together. Okay. I don't remember. That shouldn't be. Okay. I was about to say, I remember there is something that we needed. So there is the quarter. As of yet, the future isn't so bright. It's gonna be soon, friend. It's gonna be sooner. True marks on the pen. We got the pen. And I guess we can be off. Yes, I guess we're off. Okay, so we're gonna meet Mom pretty soon. But first we meet the brother. Our brother, it was glued in front of the television. His name is Hank. And as you can see, this is a classic suburban home in America. Classic situation, you know, kind of first Marilyn Manson album, if you know what I mean.
What? Leave me alone, Steve, or I'll tell Mom on you.
Steve, are you talking to me?
Yeah, only I don't want to be. Because I'm trying to watch my cowboy show.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm telling you, I need your help. I've lost my memory.
Have not. Cut it out.
I'm telling you the truth.
You always were a kidder, Steve. Leave me alone. I'm sick.
Have you noticed that your show is in black and white?
What else? Color? On a TV?
You're
Well,
rich.
I think I've seen a color television before.
Have not. Quit it or I'm gonna tell.
Hey, look at that. Your mother lets you watch this stuff?
Sure. This is part of history. What made America great. And besides, blood and guts are neato.
I mean, this doesn't change much, but let's go with...
I'm glad you're catching on, Steve.
we're not bad
Not
for a
too
lousy
bad.
rat.
For a lousy rat.
So let's ask about
What's
the sick.
wrong with you?
I got a headache and a stomachache.
Then why aren't you in bed?
'Cause I wanna watch my cowboy show.
You look all right to me.
I'm not faking. I couldn't go to school because I'm sick. Daddy's sick in bed too. And Mom believes me anyway. So shut up.
Where's Daddy?
Your dad is asleep?
He and Mom went at it last night pretty hard. He stayed in bed. I saw what she did to him. It was pretty bad.
What did she...
Like you don't know. I saw you and her on the couch last Wednesday night.
What?
Guess that's why she's grounded now. Huh. Too bad you wouldn't pay me and I had to tell.
Ah, her, okay.
What are you talking about? What girl?
What? Is there another one too? Wait till I tell.
I don't know what girl you're talking about.
I thought he was talking
All
about the
summer,
mom
it's
for a
been
second.
Stephanie this and Stephanie that. And now you don't remember? You think I'm dumb or something?
No, I just can't remember anything, like I said.
Well, you better remember quick, 'cause the wedding's in 2 weeks.
What?
Leave me alone so I can watch TV.
So, Harvester has this very weird conversation system where you can pick the keyboard, but you can also write it, kind of like, you know, parser from Sierra.
Say what?
But it rarely works, honestly.
I said I don't want to talk about her anymore.
That's a weird-looking television. Come to think of it, this whole place looks totally retro.
What do you mean retro? All TVs look alike.
Sure, basically. But this is one old-fashioned clunker.
It is widescreen, though.
Old-fashioned? It's brand new.
Yeah, but look at the tube. Where's the remote control?
What's that?
Now that I think about it, I can't remember.
And what was that you said about retro rockets?
No, retro. It means...
It means he's gonna sell.
Oh, man, I know
It means
what I
capitalism.
mean. That everything here is wrong. But I can't picture the difference.
Then shut up and quit bugging me. I'm watching my cowboy show. Good. Finally.
Okay, so our little brother is, so you can see, is very helpful. Pendulum driven cuckoo clock with a cuckoo oddly absent. Okay, I completely forgot about this too. Fine. Console television. Never saw one of these, honestly. I know they were pretty big in America, but never saw one in Italy, honestly. Hey, Jeff. Let's get the newspaper. Yeah, no, Steve, stop. Get the newspaper. Stop. Okay, let's go. Let's go say hi to Mom, I guess. Then the version of the earth made of paper my shit. Doesn't seem to be different. Okay. Okay, let's go say hi to Mom. I guess it is time. She can wait any longer. He's just stuck here, Dark Sea 2 like, using your spoon forever. Cookies are baking in the oven, so classic situation. I like the huge fork and spoon over here. Okay, let's talk to Mom, I guess.
Well, hello there. How about some cookies? There's plenty of rejects in the trash.
Who are you?
That's a fine way to talk to your mother.
You're my mother?
That's right. Though sometimes I get treated like the hired help around here.
I don't remember you.
Of course you don't. Until you need your socks washed.
Hey.
No, you don't understand. I can't remember where
Does
I
it
am
need some
or even
content
who
warning? I
am.
mean,
Land's
Harvester is
sakes,
like one
stop
big
your
content
joshing,
warning,
won't
basically.
you? Honestly, Steve, I thought you'd grow up a little after graduation.
If you can
I
think of
only hope
anything
that new
edgy,
job will plant your
Harvester
feet on the
has it.
ground.
So that's my name. Steve.
Your name will be
I mean, except for
M.U.D.
violence,
Mud
there,
if you don't stop teasing me,
I don't
young
remember
man.
any nudity per
Listen,
se, but yeah, there's
This may sound
cannibalism,
strange,
and
but I've lost my memory.
here we have
Do you believe me?
incest.
Well, you always were a
So-
kidder, Steve.
You always
I'm
were a kidder, Steve.
serious.
You always were a
Sure,
kidder, Jeff.
and next you'll be telling me you don't remember Hank and your little sister.
Okay, let's ask about graduation.
When did I graduate?
4 months ago, as if you could forget that.
What college?
College? A high school diploma is all you need to get a job.
She saw
And
the future.
besides, you can't marry Stephanie if you're going to waste your time going to college. 18 years old and you're just now getting your first job. It's a disgrace, but better late than never. I guess we can thank Stephanie for that.
And just who is Stephanie?
No,
Don't you
I don't
dare toy with that sweet girl. If you start in on her with all this amnesia poop, she'll think her fiance is having second thoughts about the wedding.
know. No, I don't know. I don't really picture Steve as 18. I mean, I honestly even forgot that he was 18 in this. I thought he was like 25. I don't know. It just doesn't. Kitchen is bigger than my apartment. I mean, it is Harvest, so there's a lot of space.
Look, all this talk about weddings is nuts. I'm not marrying anybody till I figure out what's going on here.
First the heartbreak of psoriasis, and now this.
The heartbreak of
2 weeks
psoriasis.
before the wedding, and you're backing out.
The
Whatever
fuck?
will the neighbors think?
Whatever.
I can't
will the
marry
neighbors
someone I
think?
don't even know.
Fine, have it your way, but leave me out of it. If you're going to break Stephanie's heart, you march right next door and do it yourself. And don't expect me to write you a note.
Fiance? This is insane.
I like that they
Oh,
ask
you're
first
not
about
having
wedding and then
second thoughts about marrying
fiance.
Stephanie? Is that what this silliness is all about? Pre-wedding jitters?
Yeah, pre-wedding
Can something
amnesia.
like
That's a
that produce
classic.
Amnesia?
Yes, exactly.
Stop
Oh,
this
that's a
foolishness
classic.
right now and count your blessings. Stephanie is great at cooking and cleaning.
What more do you want?
What's cooking and cleaning got to do with anything?
Yeah, Steve is a modern man.
Honestly, boys are so dense. What else is there for a wife but cooking and cleaning? You may not appreciate a hot meal on a clean plate when it's there, but if it wasn't, we'd hear about it soon enough, I'll bet.
You're saying that's all there is to marriage? Cooking and cleaning?
Well, you'll have to ask your father about that, but I'm sure Stephanie will do her duty when the time comes.
My father.
He's in the other room. He decided to sleep in today.
Also, why
Now,
should we
please,
ask?
let me get back to my cookies.
I tried to open the door. It was locked. And I heard him moaning. Like he was in pain.
Your father overdid it last night. Just leave him alone until I get some catgut. Have
Some
a cookie?
catgut. What's catgut? Can we? I don't think we can ask. What's catgut?
Stop speaking nonsense, dear.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What's? I'm sorry. I might be ignorant. What's catgut? Tough cord made from the intestines of certain animals, particularly sheep, used for surgical. Okay, so it's used to get. It's for stitches. Okay, thanks. Okay, yeah, I never heard of it, so that's why I was confused. So I guess.
Stop speaking nonsense, dear.
Okay, we can even ask mom about mom. That's strange. Let's ask about the sister.
Sister?
Sister?
You wake her. I just put her down to sleep. If she wakes up, she'll just want to eat again. Darn it, I'm busy, and if you think I'm going to play along with this nonsense, you're crazier than Sparky down at the firehouse.
Fine. Maybe I am crazy. I can't rule that out.
Music
Why
stopped.
can't you just help me a little? Is that too much to ask?
Now you've done it. Are you happy? Poor baby. There. Did your brother
So
scare you?
now comes the
Let me
sequence that
see.
made me. I mean, this thing here is.
Darn that wasp woman. She's a monster. That's what she is.
I mean, I've never understood what the fuck that is. I mean, I understand the wasp, but why did they put that thing in the baby's mouth? I mean, it's like, is he eating a spider? What the fuck is that supposed to be? It's never addressed. That always left him very confused. And also, I think that's the point where Harvester either captures you or you say, what the fuck is this shit? And both reactions are valid, of course. I wouldn't say they're not. Exactly. I don't know why. It's never brought up again. There's no spiders in the game per se, so I don't think we can even ask Arno. You know, Arno is the big Harvester guy, so if someone has a theory, it might be him. Seems like pure shock value. Seems to be part of the... Yeah, but it's clearly an afterthought, right? I mean, they clearly use the baby, which I think also is the baby of one of the... It's either the producer's baby or the... I don't remember which one. So they use the baby, but they clearly thought after that, they say, oh, we should stick something in the baby's mouth. What can we put? Let's make a spider in MS Paint. The shit. Oh, God.
Wasp woman.
Tetsuya Crumb is going to hear about this. I want you to go to her house right now and give her a piece of my mind.
I don't know where she lives.
Honestly, you can't miss a house covered with paper nests. Steve, you tell her to mind her own beeswax, or by golly, I'll take it up with the PTA.
That's
Or the lodge.
What lodge?
The Hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve. It's just the finest place in Harvest, and the most exclusive.
What's so great about it?
Hard to say, since hardly anyone gets inside. But it wouldn't be so exclusive if it wasn't just wonderful. Just like the new Reynolds dishwasher with their patented auto-dry process, TM. I've never used one,
TM.
but I know
Chivin's a
I
TM.
want it.
Nice.
Instead of sulking around the house all day, why not walk over to the lodge and apply for membership?
Okay, this is like the quest giver mom. The last thing I want is a fez on my head.
Don't be so hasty, Steve. I think you'll find Harvest is a pretty dull place without the lodge.
Yeah, that's
You sound like the membership director.
yeah.
Don't be silly. I just want what's best for you, that's all.
I mean, of course, as we'll discover later, this makes sense for Steve, but in the context of Harvest, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have like a secret sect, an order, so to speak, that everyone wants to join, because, you know, we'll see many that are trying to join. But then again, they kind of control the city, but then there's people who are not in the order, so
Don't forget to put the papers out for Jimmy. You know how he gets.
it's a bit confusing, honestly. The whole control that the Order of the Harvest Moon has over Harvest. I don't think they really thought that much ahead, but I mean, it's fine. I mean, the ending, I mean, the two endings rather, I mean, make it all make sense somehow. Newborn is sleeping soundly. Okay. Wait, did the poster say kill them all? No, especially in Brother, first of all, I think it says kill them all. So either mom is a fan of Metallica or yeah. It's foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing. Oh, here is Jimmy, beloved Jimmy. So no, wait. No, don't do it. Punch this guy. I don't remember. Okay, no. Okay, I don't remember about the screen at all. Okay, there's keyboard controls, but we don't really care. Press S to exit help. How do we? Okay, you know what? I was wondering, how do we? I mean, I guess you press S. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna look in the manual, but you know, I don't need it. I mean, it's beautiful screen over here. Let me put it back where it belongs. Okay, so let's punch Jimmy, of course. Full of junk mail, bills, and bake sale flyers. Which of course is gonna turn out pretty ugly because Jimmy is packing. Jimmy is packing. So even if I don't even have a weapon anyway. So. Yeah, it's just so stupid that it's lovely. Also, the combat is incredibly broken, which is part of the charm, I guess, but it just doesn't work, even when it should work. I mean, it's not supposed to work at the moment because, of course, you're not supposed to punch the Jimmy, but it will attack you if you don't give the newspapers, I think, the third day. No, stop punching the sky, man. I think he will attack, so let's give him what he wants.
Hey, Steve, I'm Jimmy James. Remember me?
No.
I guess not.
There now. See how easy it is? Things are so much better between us when you remember the paper in the morning. And let's keep them that way. See you later, alligator.
So it's funny because, you know, there's a kid with a gun, so of course it's edgy. Steal Barb's French signals from the naked air. Okay, let's go enjoy the town of Harvest. I think we've done what we could at the house. So Mom mentioned the Wasp Woman, but honestly, Wasp Woman, if I remember correctly, is part of the stuff that was cut, basically. So she doesn't really have a narrative arc. You can go visit her, but that's basically it. You don't even need to, I think. The old car is a perfect nesting ground for Wasp. She was supposed to have a much of a bigger arc in the game, the Wasp Woman, but I think, yeah, well, it's either cut or never done at all. So we can go say hi, but that's basically it. The icebox is sealed shut with wasp nests. The icebox is wasp. Okay, how does that work?
It's not often that I get visitors.
Are you the Wasp Woman?
I am Tetsuo Crumb. The ignorant of Harvest called me the Wasp Woman. A pejorative, no doubt. Born of fear and a poverty of imagination.
True.
I don't understand.
Could have picked a better
The
title.
politics of honey. The Judeo-Christian rites of sacrifice and conventional taboos against unbridled pleasure are all responsible for the prejudice against wasps.
I'm not sure that's how I will put it, but let's talk about pleasure if we really have to.
Yes, a great deal of pleasure. The wasp is a sensual being, not a laborer. Hedonistic instead of industrial. Some think them quick to anger. In truth, they are easily swayed to ecstasy. They penetrate your flesh, and the muscular contractions in their thorax as they pump venom could be likened to the muscular contractions of ejaculation.
Just like ejaculation.
Each painful welt. An
Next
act
time you're
of
stung
love.
by a wasp, think about it just like ejaculation.
Regard the wasp. Wasps produce nothing for others,
True.
but only for themselves. Wasps build nests and more wasps, nothing more. They spread into eaves and attics, not to make honey for supermarkets, but to buzz and rustle on their own paper, perpetuating their own agenda. The most relentless of insects.
Okay, I also never understood this part.
You should cultivate an appreciation for the grotesque.
Or you won't go far
or
in
you won't
Harvest.
go far in this life.
I mean, does it mean the wasp is in on it? No, I don't know. Again, it never comes back, so it's
When a bee stings,
just a bunch of
it
bunch of
rips
bullshit.
itself apart and dies for its audacity. This appeals to those
Yes.
raised worshipping.
Did you say
gods
wasps?
that
Wasps,
demand
wasps, 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 wasps.
sacrifice and atonement.
Say that 40 times fast. Wasps, 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 wasps,
Wasps
wasps, wasps.
promiscuous. They are not as sympathetic to the masses because they don't die when they sting.
I don't think that's why they're not
They
sympathetic
live
to the
sting
masses.
Another day, and they take pleasure from it.
I think we need the science about this. Do they, the wasp, actually derive pleasure from? I have to look this up. Just a sec. I mean, wasps pleasure from stinging. How genital stingers give male wasps sexual equality. Okay. The word of wasp is diverse, and stinging behavior varies considerably across different species. The sexual fetish for bees, wasps, and stinging insects. Okay. So that's a thing that exists. So I guess this woman is affected by melissophilia. I guess that's something that you learned tonight. I also have learned tonight that yeah, people are sexually attracted to bees and wasps are melissophiliacs, I guess. Can we put the more you know on screen? I don't have it, but let's pretend that I'll just put it. Okay, so again, you can't really say much to the wasp woman. We're not gonna talk about pleasure again. I think we talked enough about pleasure. So it's having infested with wasps. No shit. Also, I mean, they clearly didn't know how they could create wasps inside this place, so it's strangely devoid of insects. But you can attack the wasp woman. So it's in. So that happens, and it's interesting because you can clearly see she has. Hello, Fornado. She has the lower half of a wasp. So it's kind of interesting that Steve comes in and he asks her, "Are you the wasp woman?" Or you just have the lower half of a wasp, just for shits and giggles. Okay, but yeah, you can't. It's not necessary to kill her, of course. So yeah, I just did it to show you that little FMV. But again, her narrative arc was entirely cut. So yes, that's all that remains. That's it. That's it for the wasp woman. We had our fun with the wasp woman. We can proceed. So let's go. So I vaguely remember what I have to do, but let's go explore. Right. So this is Pastorelli's. You wanted to be sure he was a wasp but not a hornet. Could be right, or maybe he was scared because that could have been a horny hornet. That was an awful joke. I'm sorry. Okay, Pastorelli. Pastorelli is another location where they cut a lot of shit from the game. Because you were supposed to be able to talk to Pastorelli, but that's how they cut him. He doesn't speak English. He's a fucking Italian. He doesn't understand English, and they cut him. It's day one. Yes, I just started. Yes. But it's interesting because his portraits are in the game files. So they basically planned him to be speaking to you. But the files are not there, so we don't know the voice. Maybe he could have a talk like this. We will never know. But yeah, Pastorelli was supposed to be talking, but we will never know. It's hard to tell if the sheep is alive or not. I don't know. The sheep. Down is dangerous cows. Made of solidified mousse and sticky hairspray. This stainless area should cause neck strain at this angle. Okay, let's talk to these two gentlemen over here.
Howdy, Steve.
Yeah. Howdy back, Mr.
Howdy back.
Pete swell, Steve. Don't you pull my old leg now. Change your mind about that aluminum siding?
What are you talking about?
I really think you should talk your father into buying some. He can afford it. And I can't stress enough the value of some really fine aluminum siding. Keeps it warm in the summer, cool in the winter, and it keeps out the sheep.
How did they cut this
Pastorelli ought to look into some, but I can't get him to understand a word I say. Pastorelli's a rube from way back. Ask Clem Parsons how he followed up with the alarm system in here. I'm a plumber. I could fix it for him, but he just won't listen. Well, I seen the end coming for the aluminum siding game, so I took a mail course and learned how to be a plumber. Now, there's a business that never lets up.
I mean, that's just life advice. That's just common sense. He's just very right about plumbing.
Well.
No, okay, we already asked him. Can we ask about the alarm system?
Stop funning around now.
Oh, he got mad really fast. How about some sex?
Stop funning.
No, okay. We can actually ask Mom about sex, and yes, exactly. You got it. I was about to say you can go and I mean we'll do it at the next time we meet Mom.
Nice to see you again, Steve.
We'll say to her some inappropriate things, of course. I mean, it is just part of the whole harvester experience. You just have to.
Aliens I was telling you about? Well, they came back last night. Cut another crop circle in my south field.
How come I never seen none of them saucers, Clam?
Them aliens is wily, Pete. You don't cross the intergalactic void without learning a trick or two. You know what Pastor really
this
did?
music look
Yesterday,
is awful.
he gets an alarm system to protect his pole. Only he don't know how to rig it, so now it's all awry. Why, that barber's pole of his is his pride and joy. Brought it all the way over from Italy, wrapped all.
Of course, because Italy is well known to be a place where they make some beautiful poles
glass with some
for
bulbs stuck up in
barbershops.
it. But he thinks it's the be-all, end-all. Installed that alarm system just to protect it. Though who in tarnation would want to steal a worthless piece of junk like that? I don't know.
Maybe them aliens, Clam.
Oh, Pete, don't be ignorant. Them aliens don't give a fig for no colored glass. You think if they can build spaceships,
I was thinking about barbershops in Italy.
Barber pole?
Do we even have
Don't
poles?
know nothing about science.
It's pretty loud. Hell yeah, somebody's streaming Elvis. Hello, Jiggy Red. Okay, we also got a follow. I guess it's Jiggy, so thank you for the follow. Also, yeah, got followers alert. It's also from Harvester, so unfortunately we just lost it. Fuck. Okay, never mind. The number one expert of master glass.
Don't mind if I do.
There he is. There he is. So this is a Harvester friendly channel. Anyway, thank you for the follows. The number one expert of the master glassmaker Murano, barber pros. Exactly. That's exactly what happens in Murano. They just make barber pros all fucking day.
Alarm system, all right, but he's too cheap to hire an electrician to hook her up. Dang idiot crosswired
Dang
it to the
idiot.
fire sprinkler. So now when the alarm
I don't know
goes
what's
off,
an
it
idiot,
sets the
but
sprinkler.
I'm scared to ask, honestly.
Darnation. Aliens looking for intelligent life ought to stay away from this shop. Sure enough.
Also, yeah, let me
Anytime.
try to lower the volume of the music if I can do it. Yes, it's actually way quieter. Okay, they should be better. Okay, I think that's it. So the Pastori motions you to stay away from the switch. Okay, I guess we couldn't animate that. No. Pastorelli doesn't. I mean, he's an Italian. He doesn't really need.
I can't talk now, son. I'm busy with this game.
Phonetic spelling of idiot. Okay. Okay. Thank you, ATM. Okay. I thought it was a racial slur of some kind.
Danged if I follow you, Steve.
It's strange that you can't ask.
Danged if I follow you.
I mean, you can even ask stuff that he already told me.
Well, son,
okay.
The ways of the alien is a specialized area of woodcraft unknown to all but the wiliest sportsmen. What you gotta remember is, your average alien is smarter than your average human. So you gotta be extra careful building your blind if you want to bag one.
You hunt aliens.
I mean,
son, after nailing an alien, you can never go back to quail. What? You think you can get one of those at a swap meet?
Okay, I wanted to see the beautiful FMV video of the
your
alien.
blind with lead to fool their sensing machines. Lay real quiet and wait. Preferably in the woods around the nuclear base. Oh, they love messing around out there.
Why not wait outside your field, Clem? Wait for 'em to come a-carving.
Oh, they do their crop doodles with zap guns, you darn fool. Don't you know nothing? Besides, ain't no place to put the blind. Now, you listen to Clem Parsons if you want to tag an unearthly being. They cross the void.
Okay, I don't think this ever comes back.
All the time, not knowing
okay.
It would.
Okay, thank you, Clem.
Anytime, Steve.
Thanks. That was very educational. I mean, out of the many things that we'll have to do, bagging an alien is not, I think, one of them. So I mean, I like that the writing in Harvester is all over the place. Like, for example, the Gain Memorial School. I mean, that's a little bit too on the nose. I mean, I understand that, you know, again, that's another foreshadowing, but of course this is in reference to John Gain, the famous country singer, and no, of course it's a reference to the serial killer Ed Gain, which, you know, also inspired the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, among other things, and Silence of the Lambs too, if I remember correctly. But yeah, a little too on the nose, but it's not like exactly Harvester is is famous for its subtle writing. So let's talk to the Plot Psycho. Yes, Correctamundo. Let's talk to Principal Harold.
Steve, good of you to drop by, big guy. Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You could say that.
I hear.
Good. That's a nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper. Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
The old Sentinel.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Harold, the principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia nonsense.
Who have you heard it from?
I had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now, fine young fellow like yourself. But now, I think maybe you need a little more...
Quality
time.
Okay, let's talk about the Sentinel. I don't remember anything.
Boy, I sure miss the old newspaper.
The
sheriff
newspaper.
never did investigate that fire properly.
Okay.
Call it a newspaper man's instinct. Though I can't imagine why Sheriff Dwayne would cover up anything.
So he went from a newspaper guy to
the only ones who stood to
school.
profit from the newspaper going out of business was the owner of the TV station. And Mr. McKnight had an airtight alibi. Still, if not for the fire, I never would have wound up as principal of Gain Memorial.
Classic career move.
Gain Memorial? Sounds like a cemetery or a hospital, not a...
This institution was named for a great man, whose first name escapes me.
Yeah, rub it in.
He epitomized the great potential within us all, big guy. I hear there's an honorary plaque commemorating him within the lodge.
There is? I don't remember.
Why do you keep calling me big guy?
A sign of respect, lad. As principal, my station is higher than yours now, but you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets and pay tribute to your inferiors. You never know who will come to power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. For all I know, you might already be a member of the order with access to the lodge. If that were the case, you'd be my superior, and I'd be all that much better off having shown you respect and spent some quality time with you.
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization. Myself, I temper discipline with love. Quality time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few sessions, you'd stop this amnesia nonsense and become a productive member of society and a fit candidate for the lodge.
Obviously. I mean, who wouldn't? He's so shady. No, why do you say that? I mean, he's really straightforward. He wants to fuck.
Big guy, barring some quality time, the greatest gift I can bestow upon you as your former principal is a word of advice. join the Order of the Harvest Moon at any cost. Within the lodge lies your future, and without dust.
Okay, we already talked about the big guy thing. Okay, I think that...
Drop in again soon. Adult education is a...
Adult quality time. Just
seeing you here again.
Just out of curiosity, let me...
Oops, you just lost me.
Okay.
Drop in again soon.
Yeah. Okay, so the school, you know what this school reminds me of? It reminds me of, I don't know if you remember, there's a part in Nightmare 6, Freddy's Dead, which is an awful movie. But the best part is when they go to, you know, the previous town that Freddy killed all the children in, and then they go to the school, and it's basically, I mean, it's not like that because there's no children, but the atmosphere is more or less that. The entire alphabet A through G. I mean, you don't really need any more letters than that, right? We didn't have the space to put them. So let's talk. The children look stunned and zombified. Let's get the bat. I can see the bat, but I can't. Okay, I thought I would get it here. Rough sketch of the lodge. A rough sketch of the lodge. Is that a rough sketch of the lodge? Seems everything except a sketch of the lodge. Okay.
My goodness, class, this is Stephen. He used to be a student here at Geen Memorial. Say hello, class. They're reticent. The educator's gravest problem today is the apathy of the students.
What's wrong with their heads?
I can tell you in one word, Stephen. Discipline. Thank goodness you weren't a sulky bear.
Geen Memorial, previously known as
a smiley
Chikatilo
bear.
Memorial.
Then you remember me?
Not as such. So many pupils, Stephen. They come and they go. But I can always spot
Or
those who
Fish
were nice
Memorial.
boys. You can tell from the forehead. The lobes, right, class? I'm glad you stopped by, Stephen. Would you care to say a few words to the class about civic responsibility?
Or diabetes?
Not really. I was just passing through.
Oh, but you must, Stephen. A positive role model might be just the thing to inspire these little monsters. Stephen, have you any questions for me?
Yes, I do.
Ask away then.
Let's talk about corporal punishment.
We don't practice corporal punishment here. I've never believed in that old adage, spare the rod and spoil the child. A rod is too thin.
Baseball bat.
But a baseball bat? That bridges the generation gap quite nicely. Oh dear. Colonel Monroe is conducting another air raid drill. Everyone into the hallway, quick!
Ah, yes. Now we have another great sequence. Another one of those sequences that either makes you fall in love with Harvester or just drops you completely.
If an A-bomb hits, what good is it gonna do to duck and cover?
That's nice lip sync there. And for that lip sync, you get the bat.
My stars, that was exciting.
I like the phrase at the end that you can just place anywhere in the game.
Can you tell me anything about Harvest?
Harvest was founded by the Order of the Harvest Moon about 100 years ago.
For what purpose?
Why, I'm sure you'd have to ask them. You'll find the members of the Order at the lodge.
This lodge. What do you know about?
The building itself, like Harvest, was constructed with a specific purpose in mind. That noble intent is known only to those within the Order. You're at about the right age to join them, Stephen, and you will do so if you care about your future.
Because yeah, it makes it, again, Harvest was founded by the Order of the Harvest Moon, but then people are not part of the Order of the... Most people are not part of the Order of the Harvest Moon, so that's always a bit strange. Careful engineers sound good. A projectile careful engineers sound good when played underwater. Not sure what that means. Even the paper cutouts look stunned and zombified. Okay, so I cannot get the bat here. Okay, fine. The music is really good if the intent is to put you inside. I mean, it's Harvester, so I'll put an review to prey on for their servant. True, but I mean, it's the fact that everyone talks about the Order as they're not part of it. So basically, you will not meet anyone in the game that says, I'm part of the Order of the Harvest Moon. So that's always a little bit weirding me out a little bit. It's like, when does it, where does it stop? Where does it begin, this whole Order thing? But again, when we get at the ending, you realize that it doesn't really matter, I guess. So shall we go say hi to the sheriff? I mean, we already saw the sheriff pop up a couple times, so I guess we can finally say hi. Except the cop ignores me, too busy running a bug report. That's like a joke. Okay, I see. That's a joke. That's a bad joke, but that's a joke. Stars and Stripes forever. Democracy, baby. There they are. Empty file camera label solved cases. Ho ho. The pot hisses at you from its perch. Unsolved arson and it's full. Okay. Unsolved murders and it's full. A map of harvest. We're not gonna look at. Okay.
Hello, Steve.
There he is.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Sheriff Dwayne, and this here is Loomis.
Pleasure, I reckon.
Then, we haven't met before?
Of course we have. But I heard about your alleged amnesia and figured I'd play along. I sure hope this is just a prank and not the start of some insanity plea. Keep your nose clean or you'll wind up in jail, and that's no place to hold a wedding.
I mean, you can hold a wedding in jail.
You witnessed Miss Whaley's dispensing a little discipline at the school.
At the school.
And she thinks you may be feeling a mite bent about it. You need to forget about it, boy. I don't interfere in school discipline. I leave that to the professionals.
We should never interfere in school discipline. So should you.
Heck, there isn't a psychiatrist around who'd disagree about what a calming influence a dent in the head can be. You can't argue with science, Steve.
I mean, back in the 50s.
It's bigger than all of us.
Sure.
Loomis here is my deputy. Without him, I'd have a hard time keeping the peace, or at least taking a lunch break. Mainly, Loomis answers the phone and babysits the office while I'm out. Though sometimes he likes to go in the back and stain the jail mattress. Isn't that right, Loomis?
Oh, now, Sheriff, what you gotta go and say that for?
Loomis has more than his share of problems. I wouldn't invite him to the wedding. Or if you do, make sure he doesn't catch the garter. That could be embarrassing.
I can see worse things happening. But
I wouldn't do nothing, Dwayne. But I sure would like a little garter than been around Stephanie's thigh. Oh, well, that'd be right special.
Why do you want to break your poor mama's heart with all this amnesia bunk?
I'm telling you the truth. Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, you've always been a kidder, Steve.
You said the thing.
I can't remember that either.
Boy, you need to stop all this funning and get serious. You've got a wedding coming up soon. Heck, you should be thinking about your career and about joining the lodge. Amnesia or no, you can't have forgotten you're about to marry the prettiest little thing in Harvest.
Actually, the only little thing in Harvest.
I think you and Stephanie are perfect for each other.
Teenagers.
I just hope her father's disappointment doesn't spoil everything.
Disappointment?
Mr. Potsdam wants to hold the wedding in the lodge, but he'll never get in. Like all the rest, he's always hanging around the post office the first day of the month, waiting for Boyle to bring out that month's lodge applications.
That's what we need. The
There's always a long line, never enough applications to go around, and even if you do get an application, chances are you're right out of luck. Fewer called to the order and even less accepted. And Potsdam, Well, they've turned him down so many times.
Yeah, also,
Unless
why
he
did
does
they...
something radical,
Why did they
he'll
turn
never
down
get in.
Mr. Potsdam? Never understood that either. Crime?
Crime-wise, nothing much has happened in Harvest since the newspaper fire. Oh, sure. Every week or so, we get the odd transient dropping dead.
Being a killer again.
But
Of
other
course,
than that,
he always is.
It gets pretty slow around
Well, what?
here.
He doesn't have anything better to do.
Sure. You remember? The Sentinel building burned down about 6 months ago.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you, Sheriff.
So after 6
I
months,
don't remember
the guy from the newspaper
Why
became...
won't you believe I have amnesia?
Well,
became
you've
the
always
principal
been a
in 6
kidder,
months.
Steve.
Nice.
Anyway, the fireman said the fire was caused by arson. I never caught the perp, though.
But we found the gas can that was used. Yes, sirree, Bob. It's in the evidence room.
Loomis, that's classified. Darn it.
How many times you gonna have to tell me to keep my mouth shut, I wonder? Sorry, boss.
You've got the gas can in the evidence room? Did you dust it for prints?
You don't tell the police how to do their job.
You've been watching too much TV, Steve. Heck, who can make out all those curvy lines anyhow? No, it's sitting in there gathering dust, clean as the day we found it. Just in case I ever need a spare gas can. That case is closed, Steve.
Okay.
Stop on by any time, Steve.
Yes, let's talk to Loomis. Because
anything I can help you with?
Clearly, we need to...
Help yourself. Speaking of which, you're real lucky to be marrying Stephanie. She don't look like a good woman.
What do you mean she don't
I
look
just
like
hope she don't turn out like Mrs. Loomis. Or mercy forbid Mrs.
Good
Phelps.
women can be awful hard on a
Good
man's
women
needs.
can be awful hard on a man's needs, don't you know?
No, I'm not sure what do you mean.
Why, you sure ought to appreciate what a man's got to do sometimes in a parked car or a waist-high knothole in a tree or jail cell at noon. Matter of fact, Mrs. Phelps got no reason not to sell you some of them French postcard girly picture books. If you can get any. It's the clear department.
Okay, we need to bring Loomis the naughties, but
sheriff's. Mrs. Phelps down at the general store.
I'm not sure what does he mean? A good woman is hard on a man's needs, like.
But she won't sell me none on account of she knows my wife, Mrs. Loomis. Dad gum if that don't burn my britches.
Sure.
Enough to break a man's heart. Her burning my French postcards and me unable to replace them.
Loomis just needs to...
A man's got need, don't you know?
Okay. Can we ask about Mrs. Loomis?
Oh, gosh, I wish I had some of them girly pictures. But Mrs. Loomis won't let me keep them in the house.
So it's interesting. In the town of Harvest, there's no pornography,
the time
basically.
she caught me holding some of them pictures up with one hand.
With one hand.
She took the broom to me. I howled like a hound dog, the broom going up and down, flashing straw and blood and straw, and I was crying so bad, and it was so hard I had to crawl under the porch naked with all the black widow spiders, and I got bit something fierce, little fangs digging into my bare behind all over. I ask you, is that any way to treat a man?
Poor Loomis.
And Mrs. Phelps and the sheriff don't make it no easier neither.
I mean, in the great scheme of things, probably Loomis is one of the more innocent people around. I mean, it's just a perv, but it doesn't really seem to hurt anyone, at least. So.
If Sheriff Dwayne had a little kindness, he let me get around the little lady by letting me keep some of them picture books here, even if Mrs. Phelps had let me buy one. But see, He won't let me keep none here.
Why did all of
neither.
that remind you
He
of?
don't like me a getting the jail mattress all marked up, don't you know?
I wonder too, but that's very strange.
Anytime, kiddo.
I mean, I don't think a Kai Katan would need condoms. I mean, you never know when you need condoms, obviously, but okay. I will stop my train of thoughts. I had some very strange images flashing in my head of stormtroopers, orgies, and stuff like that. Okay, let's move on swiftly. So we need to bring the naughty pictures to Loomis, of course. But first, of course, we need to go and buy them. I don't remember the Wayward Hotel. Can you even get in? Yes. What's in the Wayward Inn? Oh, that, okay. Him. Also, I wonder who's this. Also, yeah, someone else was mentioning, each location in Harvest is fucking huge. I look at that, this is a church, it's not an inn. The reflections make the lobby seem more spacious than it actually is. Okay. Jonathan Hayden Rhinecliff, checked in Monday. Oh, you actually picked the ledger, okay.
Stephen.
Who are you?
I am Daniel Moynihan, mortician and proprietor of the Wayward Hotel.
Most people ask me why I don't remember their names.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
He said the thing.
Besides, as one who deals with the dead, I try not to involve myself in the affairs of the living. Your loss of memory is of no concern to me, true or false. Ironic, considering my recent involvement in a charity event.
What are you talking about?
My complaints were central to the scheduling of the upcoming Harvest Bake Sale. I'm gratified the Order of the Harvest Moon got involved. The proceeds will certainly help cover my losses. This bake sale is a joint effort of the Harvest PTA and the Order of the Harvest Moon.
To sell cakes.
The proceeds will be used to set up a fund for transients.
I don't know who.
In other words, bums and societal rejects without families who wander into Harvest uninvited.
Crossing the wall.
The Order is setting up shelters for the homeless?
Not shelters.
Oh, interesting.
Graves.
That's one thing I didn't know about
You see a great number of these hobos die while passing through. Don't ask me why, it's what those people do. Use your common sense, Stephen, memory or no. If they were involved in setting up homeless shelters, then why would I be involved? And why would I be sustaining losses?
No, I wanted to ask about the losses.
It's been a pleasure, but young man, we really have nothing to say to each other. I have the feeling your innards shall soon adorn my slab.
Yes, that's something that everyone says when starting a conversation.
It seems that, like some elephant's graveyard, people of low station come to Harvest to die. They simply drop dead, penniless, and they all need burials. God knows, by putting these people up at the Wayward Hotel, I do more than my fair share. So why must I pay for the coffins and burial materials as well?
So the idea is that
my losses to the dead are substantial.
He attracts
Hopefully
transients.
The bake sale will offset some of them.
He makes them leave in the Wayward Hotel and then he kills them.
I do my best to accommodate any hobo who straggles into town, vacancies permitting. I really don't recall. We get so many low-life dregs passing through here, I can't remember every little death that occurred.
Huh. Are there that many?
As I said, sliced open on a mortician's slab, every corpse looks the same.
No, you didn't say that.
Red.
Fine.
And juicy.
We could have.
But surely you'd remember if these deaths were an unusual occurrence.
You sound like you're launching some sort of investigation, Stephen. That would be most unwise.
Bye.
I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I find the company of the living so wearisome.
I always end conversation with that. I think it's a great way to end a conversation. I find the company of the living so wearisome. Just yeah, common courtesy. I think you will walk away from any conversation feeling like you really gained something for yourself and the other person as well. I don't know if I'm ready to go to Mr. Johnson. Let's go to the general store for a second. So I try to remember what I need. Is it night? I don't think it's night. Still busy working and honestly. They've been broken glass, some busy commercial breaking. Like a true lord. Cream asparagus tips, 2 for 49 cents. What a deal. Okay, I mean, there's something about. I don't want to go on a rant because it's too late for a rant, but there's something I like about these little pieces of completely useless descriptions that you see less and less in adventure games nowadays. Even in nostalgic adventure games, you don't really get. I mean, maybe you get jokes, but like useless little tidbit of atmosphere like this. A tired air condition wheezes in unseasonal heat. Just yeah. It's a little touch. Okay. Sorry. Let's go on. Missing the VHF knob. VHF, UHF, UHF. Ah yes. Also this great thing that you have to physically pick up every item that you want to buy. Cow is bleeding a robust coffee. Huh? A cow is bleeding a robust coffee. I don't know, but let's pretend. Cousin soup supposed to be red poison. Gee! Whoa, that's the fortress of Dr. Radiaki. I didn't see it the last time. Jesus Christ. I played the Fortress of Dr. Radiaki a few months ago, last year. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, it's the same team. Bye, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, it was Fortress of Dr. Radiaki is from the same team that made Harvester. I mean, part of the same team. Same writer, at least. Actually, this was the last game that he worked on. Because this came out way before Harvester. So he worked on this after Harvester, but it came out before. Wrap your head around that. Slightly used wrench. You must pay Mr. Phelps if you didn't buy anything. Of course, we have the adult magazine. And that's what we need to get for Loomis. Examine the tape. Okay. So let's pay Mr. Phelps. Okay, let's talk to
Can I
her
help
first.
you, dear?
Who are you?
This is Phelps General Store. So who would that make me?
Four-eyed
Maybe you need to go back to
alligator.
Geen Memorial and have Miss Whaley teach you about logic.
I'm fuzzy on a lot of things these days. My memory's gone.
Shaw, you always were a kidder, Steve.
She
I'm
said the
serious. I
thing.
need some help.
Well, they say a sharp blow to the head is a good thing for amnesia. In which case, I'd recommend Miss Whaley again. Then again, they say a good scare can jog the memory. In which case, I'd advise you to visit the Sergeant at Arms over at the lodge.
I'm gonna say before
That
doing
man
that.
gives me the willies. Speaking of willies, how's your father?
Don't know. My
Harvester
so-called
drinking
mother.
game. That's the
keeps him
worst
locked in his
idea
room.
ever.
I can't get in.
Care to
It's
buy
like
anything today?
What would it be like? Drink every time there's something edgy on the screen? That would be a disaster.
Just point to whatever you want. I'm a little hard of hearing.
Okay, let's give her the 25. No. I don't think we can. Maybe we can shoot her if we had a gun, but I don't have a gun. I think. Also, speaking of things, let me save. Okay, let's give no. Let's give her the quarter. The only thing a quarter will buy you is an adult magazine. Words to live by.
A girly magazine? Why, Steve, I'm surprised at you. I'd expect that sort of thing from Deputy Loomis, but never from you. He's always coming in here oogling the girly magazines behind my counter. Darned if I'd sell him one, though. I know his wife, for heaven's sakes.
Well, will you sell me one?
I certainly will, Steve. That kind of interest is healthy for a young fellow. Steers him away from being a fireman.
I remember about the fireman. Oh no, we need to go visit the fireman at some point. Yes, we need to. Nice. Okay, so we got the magazine. We can give that to Dr. Loomis. No, it's not a doctor. He's a policeman. Let me remember the why. Because we needed to get in the evidence room, I think. Okay, we can actually, I think, go ahead and do that now.
Oh, by George. Oh, by Jiminy. Oh, this here's the real thing. Oh, can I have it?
How about no way?
Oh, think it over, okay? You gotta give me it, kiddo. Please.
Got me some towels.
Got me some towels that need folding. Something terrible.
Okay. Now, can we actually beat Loomis? No, I don't think. No, I can't walk close to him. No. Our man Steve can only walk in straight direction. He doesn't know perspective. No. Okay, never mind. I can't beat Loomis. Not that I wanted to. I mean, again, he's my favorite character.
Oh, thank you, Steve. Excuse me, kiddo. I gotta go check the jail for clean towels.
I love these completely useless FMV sequences. Door is unlocked. Key to the evidence room. We're getting everything. Oh. Door is locked. Stop punching the air. Not surprisingly, Loomis has tainted his evidence. Jesus Christ. Ugh. You wouldn't want to open this refrigerator. Looks like one of Loomis' late relatives. I wonder who this is. This perhaps the sheriff made his parking tickets quota. Ho ho! More unsolved cases. Cabinets are empty. Study padlock. Toast. The most improbable of all murder weapons. Toast. Okay, that's a joke. I don't get it. An impertinent little vino with a big nose and a woody finish. Ho ho! That's a bad joke. Engine, famous gas can. Dartboard. Santa hat. Beetle clue, the mysterious jolly fat man murder spree. Bloody sneakers. This makes sense, they're illegal. Okay. Harvest has its own brand of smokes. You don't like green eggs and ham, so they killed him. Ho ho, that's a Dr. Seuss reference. This better kid is missing its razor. Instant shot camera, just point and click. We're gonna get that too. Fuzzy bear wielding a chainsaw. I think they bought that from Wish for sure. Look out for the tidy bowl man. Now that's a reference I don't get. Beer can is empty except for tar sediment. Binoculars without lenses. Again with the plain models. And I think that's it.
Hello, Steve. where's Loomis?
Oh, Commercial Road, okay. Written by boomers for boomers.
Loomis, damn you!
Wait, no. No!
Lighting up the mattress again. Folding up the towels. Charlie, snake!
Okay, we got a lot of crap now. So let's go to Edna's Diner. Or DNA's Diner. So we got the note. Sheriff, if you think I'm gonna keep paying this forever, you are crazy. There are limits, Boyle. Okay. Then we have the checkbook. Again, a lot of things about Boyle. It says tulips, ammunition, 1 crate shells, tax deduct. We got, okay, all this crap here. Oh, no, the sheriff is everywhere, Jesus. He's got the gift.
Hi, what's your name?
Karen,
What are you doing?
playing. My mom is working, so I gotta stay out of her hair. Wanna play?
Not now, maybe later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh, Steve, what are you doing sneaking up on me like that?
Edna is also one of the few
for a
good
second I thought
characters
you
I
were
think in
Mr.
Harvester.
Johnson. What would you like to order?
I mean, that's basically the same thing.
Well, you're in Edna's Diner. That ought to be your first clue.
I thought this was DNA's diner.
Very funny. If certain customers would stop pretending to have amnesia and order some food, maybe I could afford to get that sign fixed. Might even be able to buy enough extra letters to spell Fitzpatrick.
I'm not pretending.
Now, Steve, faking amnesia won't help anything. If you don't want to marry Stephanie, then don't. But don't play sick, for
Come
heaven's
on,
sake.
say the thing.
I'd expect that from Karen, not an 18-year-old.
No, she didn't
You've
say
met
the
Karen, my 8-year-old. Other than the diner, she's all I have.
I like that. Karen is looking at the.
There isn't a
The
nicer
camera,
girl in Harvest than Stephanie, Steve. You should be grateful that she's promised you her hand.
I don't remember that happening, Edna.
Honestly, you men are so childish. I don't know what it is about marriage that turns even the bravest man into a coward. I was going to marry Karen's father when he just up and ran out on me one night. I heard that he joined the lodge, but if he did, I never saw him come out again. Even Sheriff
don't
Twain
remember
wasn't
what
able to
happened.
find out what happened to him. Mr. Johnson has a liking for me. I'd call it a crush, but that's too innocent a word. He's a bitter man with too much time on his hands. He's never gotten over being rejected by the lodge, and there's something unwholesome in the way he looks at me. I'm always glad when the sheriff comes in every day at noon. The lodge is the repository of all wisdom. You should join the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve.
Why? For God's sake, what is it about this place?
It's the only
wheat ripens
job
and
we
waits
have.
not for the scythe. The farmer who waits too long, it were better that he used the scythe to rip his own stomach out than to stay his scythe when the wheat ripens. The harvest moon wanes and then comes winter. An empty belly, the body sun's belly, gurgling within or bloody on the ground. What does it benefit a man if he gains his soul and loses the world?
I would just
You hunger.
spouting
Feed yourself
nonsense.
before it's too late.
A bird in the hand is better than in the bush.
Edna?
Steve, what happened? Were we talking about Boyle? Or was it Karen?
You seemed strange there for a minute.
I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress. running this diner all alone. Forgive me. Stop by anytime, Steve.
She goes back to being her usual cheery self. Stop by anytime,
Hello there, Steve. Here for lunch?
No, just here looking around, though I'm not entirely sure where here is.
Oh, I forgot. You're playing your little amnesia prank. Well, boy, this is DNA's Diner. Isn't that right, Edna?
Don't listen to Sheriff Twain. This is Edna's Diner. But ever since the E burned out on the sign, they've been giving me a hard time.
Now, don't be like that, Edna. It's a great place to eat, which is good, since it's the only place to eat in Harvest.
Which also has some strange proportion, because it's like...
Stop on by any time, Steve.
There's a huge space between these two. And also, I like that there's basically no table, so they're facing the emptiness and the entrance. So that was always a little bit strange. Fine, okay, we don't need to do much here at the moment. So I don't. Okay, let's go to my meat planet. Go to. Okay, bitch. Can we get in? Yes. Okay. Go to the missile base next. So I'll save.
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
About the same, I guess.
He's been away from work for weeks, and when I call your house, your mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say. Though I am glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Aw, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia hokum. Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly? What exactly is wrong with your dad?
I don't know.
Too much.
I wouldn't worry about it too much,
sex.
Steve. You should be thinking about running
He's
the family
oversexed.
business one day. That, getting into the lodge.
What's with all the cats? This a slaughterhouse or a kennel?
Oh, them? They eat the scraps, that's all.
Yeah, but look at them. Isn't there some kind of health department that keeps tabs on these things?
Are you going to work at the health department, Steve? Or here?
Seem defensive.
Maybe I get sick of do-gooder busybodies sucking around here all the time. A man's up to his elbows in guts all day, every day. What more do they want from him?
Look, I'm not kidding about the amnesia.
Come on.
Why won't anyone
Say
believe
it.
me?
Well, you always were such a kidder, Steve.
It is such
Funny
a
how
killer,
that's
though.
beginning to sound like a stock answer. Like it was coached.
You sure are acting like a kidder, son. With your dad ill, you're gonna need to start behaving like an adult. Especially if you're gonna take over the family business.
I mean, Slaughterhouse business
You may come
is
to
pretty
realize
good
that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach.
There we go again. I really like this F&B. Playing it twice for our...
A lot of times, when I'm finished
Right.
scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat. But red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it.
Gotta have
so
it.
when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak
God
afterwards,
damn it.
then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher.
A man. You meant a man.
Of course, amnesia would certainly help that, wouldn't it?
Come to think of it, I don't see any cattle around here. Where do you keep the animals?
Does it matter? The end product is all the customer cares about, Steve.
I also love all
and
this.
we only carry the finest meat.
Weird.
Only the juiciest cuts.
Yes.
Once you take over the business, you'll realize the importance of maintaining quality while cutting costs.
So
We know
time.
what we're doing here, Steve. If we didn't, would the lodge use us to cater their affairs? Your father's very particular about the profit, Steve. No freebies for anyone. But seeing how you're his son, if you'll bring written permission from your father, I'll give you the meat.
Thanks.
There are certain tricks of the trade, Steve. Once your dad gets better and you start working in here cutting up the meat, you'll be privy to them. There's always cheaper, better ways to do things, if you're creative. Don't be such a stranger, Steve.
I was saying, this used to be kidding. I like that the cats are all weirdly inserted into the image. Also, this is clearly the same cat twice. Yeah, the Harvester is always this delightful mix of professional game and something that feels like it was acted up in an afternoon. All right, okay. Thank you for stopping by, and the info too. That was great. Thanks a lot. So can we certainly something? Yeah, probably not gonna finish it tonight. So yeah, probably continue Thursday, or yeah, I guess Thursday. Yes. So let's go say hi to Mr. Johnson. Thanks. We mentioned Mr. Johnson. Let's go have fun with Mr. Johnson. Reluctant and pitiful photo stuck during the night.
Hello, Steve. How's the husband to be?
Nice, pretty face.
Other than having no memory, I guess I'm all right.
All right? You should be ecstatic, considering what you're getting into, if you haven't gotten into it already. Speaking of which, I heard Stephanie was grounded. Her daddy's worried about getting his meat. Though if I were him, I'd be more concerned about Stephanie getting some meat.
Right. And you are?
You always were a kidder, Steve.
He said the thing.
I'm Mr. Johnson, remember? Glad you stopped by. Just got finished waxing the tucker. I could use a little relaxation.
He has a lot of fun waxing his tucker,
Edna's
for sure.
Here, I might as well talk to you.
Several times a day, I think. So let's talk about his tucker. I mean, he definitely was.
Heck of an automobile, isn't she? Damn shame I have to sit out here and watch over her all the time. But if I didn't, those stupid kids might scratch her up playing ball. Don't see why not, but don't touch her. I'm mighty particular about my tucker. I had the garage remodeled like a fortress, so I could lock her up at night and get some sleep.
I'm sure she's safe enough inside.
A few months back, someone broke into my house, trying to get into the garage. I had to gripe like hell before the sheriff agreed to start the evening patrols and instigate the curfew.
The curfew. Can we talk about the curfew? I guess not.
I don't take your meaning.
Of course you don't.
Speaking of Stephanie, I still haven't gotten an invitation to the wedding yet.
Wonder why.
I don't have anything to do with that.
That's okay. Personally, I'd prefer a pass to the honeymoon. You could use the back seat of my tucker for the maiden voyage. It's plenty big.
So he will let us use his car for the honeymoon, but he doesn't want us to touch it.
I wouldn't look in the back seat. I guarantee it. Though if you'd like to come up front and take the wheel a while, I wouldn't say nay. Edna Fitzpatrick is one of the snootiest women in town. I declare there isn't a woman in Harvest that turned me away. If I was interested, that is. Just because she owns DNAs, she's got all these highfalutin ideas about independence, and her with a little girl to raise. That child needs a father. And Edna, well, she needs a good, hard penis.
Oh, let's ask about penis. Okay, let's talk about penis.
What makes you so sure she needs a penis?
You saying Edna's getting it from someone else? Like maybe that damn Sheriff Dwayne's
Arbiter
way?
for trans rights.
He's over at DNA's diner every day from noon to 1, eating his dadgum pie. And I got a feeling he'd like Edna for dessert. Sure, it's the only diner in town, but I'm sure he's got more on his mind than food. I'll admit DNA's diner does good business, but money isn't everything to a woman. Money keep you warm at night? Can you wrap your thighs around it? Or rake bloody gashes in its back with your painted hollowed fingernails? Edna! Edna! So.
So bad it's not animated. That would have looked great. Okay, I think we're good. Come on, Karen.
Karen's only 5 years old.
There
Since Mr. Fitzpatrick passed away, in Edna's arms and legs, I might add, Edna's been raising Karen on her own. What a shame.
Since Mr.
To deprive a little girl of a positive male role model, and her mama of a fine, stiff penis.
Passed away in her... Okay.
Bye now.
Bye now. That was a good talk. Really love that talk. Ah, Jesus Christ. They don't make them like they used to. You can say that for sure. Okay, I mean, we got one perv out of the way. Let's go to the next one, to Mr. Potsdam. Funerary urn is got something. The giant middle asparagus, inexplicably robust given the fact that it's encased in red concrete, perhaps the healthful electromagnetic fields of harvest. Okay. The man of the house squeezing his meat. Yes, that's really what you want over your nice little living room. Yeah, possibly stained after years of profuse wedding. Sofa, almost made of leather polyester.
There he is, my future son-in-law. And how's he doing today? What brings him to the Potsdam household? Huh?
I've lost my memory. That's a great response too.
Oh, you'll have to ask the missus about that. Stephanie's grounded to the wedding. Can't have her changing her mind at the last minute. Not with all that meat at stake. Meat is the foundation of any decent society.
There he goes, finally.
Everyone needs at least
talk.
3 servings of red meat a day. And anyone who says otherwise is a commie.
3 servings of red meat a day.
And once you're married to Stephanie, I'll be part of the family too. And your father will give me all the meat I want. Kind of makes up for not getting into the lodge.
Why are you so anxious to get into the lodge?
There's wonders inside. I've heard there's more meat in there than they know what to do with. Now that you're of age, Steve, you might go down to the post office and fill out a lodge application. They're always looking for new blood.
Tell me about this wedding.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to hold the wedding down at the funeral parlor.
I mean, the jail was better than the funeral parlor, I
think. Mr. Moynihan has given his okay, and your father is going to cater the affair with plenty of meat. Moynihan is the undertaker. He also runs the Wayward Hotel. Since he's providing the space for the wedding, you might stop by and say hello to him, just to be sociable. But whatever you do, be sure to say hi to your father for me. Will you do that?
Always remind father
Tell
about
him
his
hi.
meat.
And
I love to talk about to my father about his
I haven't
meat.
seen my father. He's locked in a room.
He's not going to die, is he?
Like I said, I don't know. That woman, Mom, tends to him herself.
Well, next time you see him, be sure to tell him that I said hello. And tell him that I'm praying for his speedy recovery. And also, would you remind him about the meat? Especially about the meat.
That's all I talk about.
Yeah, fine. If I see him.
To my father,
you should
too.
be more concerned. If he dies, then who's going to take over the slaughterhouse? Who's going to tend to the meat? I guess as his son, you'd take over, right? I can't imagine a better job than working in a slaughterhouse.
Same. I think working in a slaughterhouse might be cool.
Sure, it'd be just dandy. And you can't argue with success. Everyone in Harvest gets their meat from your dad. What a grand business to go into. Oh, sure. Cutting animals open may not be much fun. Reaching into their bodies and yanking out the bloody guts, intestines dangling and slapping against you, the smell of death and shit in your nostrils all the time. Well, those are all definite cons. But once you're done, the guts have been washed into the gutters.
What was that?
What are you left with? Meat. Rows and rows of scrumptious red
meat jump scare.
Meat.
Okay, enough about meat, I think. Love the proportions here. I mean, this is big enough to be a house, let alone a kitchen. It's a meaty, fresh look and scent.
Hello, Steve. Have you flossed today?
Love the wig. You look just like my mom, except for the hair.
Honestly, you men can insult a woman without even knowing you've done it. What a horrible thing to say.
You're both standing around baking cookies. Same kind of dress.
Why is it a horrible thing to say? I mean, you look like my mom. That's a nice thing, I think.
There's nothing bizarre about baking cookies. The Harvest Charity Bake Sale is Friday, you know, and by gosh, Mrs. Marvin Potston Jr. can be counted on to do her share. Just because I'm doing housework doesn't mean I have to be a drudge. It's a wife's duty to look good for her husband at all times. What's wrong with wearing pearls, for heaven's sake?
Pearls for swans.
Nothing, but you look like June Cleaver. Some kind of sitcom mom.
Sitcom?
Geez, you know, a situation comedy. The weird part is, I can't remember how I know that.
I'm much too busy with housework to watch TV. Maybe Mr. Potsdam would know about sitcoms. Stephanie doesn't watch TV, though. She's grounded. Mr. Potsdam feels there's too much at stake to allow Stephanie to run around loose.
She doesn't want to get married either, huh?
Are you saying you don't want to marry my daughter?
I don't know your daughter, Mrs. Potsdam. Why is she grounded? Afraid she'll run away before the wedding?
No. She's as delighted as we are about the wedding. Every bit as delighted as we are. But she might get hit by a car or a falling piano or who knows what.
A piece of meat.
Mr. Potsdam wants us all to be one happy family, and he doesn't want to risk anything happening at the last minute. I don't see any reason why not.
Okay.
You mustn't be too hard on Mr. Potsdam, Steve. He's a disappointed man. No matter how many lodge admission forms he fills out, they keep turning him down.
That's all he craves.
He has a new application in, though. So keep your fingers crossed. If he joins the lodge, you and Stephanie can have your wedding in the Chapel of Love, rather than over at Moynihan's.
Ah, that's where the McFlys had their wedding, if I remember correctly. Mr. Moynihan.
Mr. Moynihan runs the Wayward Hotel and the Shady Oaks Funeral Parlor. It's rumored he has connections with the lodge, but the order keeps that kind of thing secret. So Mr. Potsdam has tried to get him to put in a good word for his lodge application, but so far...
What can you tell me about the lodge?
Just that they're exclusive and secretive. If you're curious,
Except they have
you want to pick up a lodge
a huge
application
building
at the
right in the
post
center of
office
town.
and take it over to the sergeant-at-arms. Isn't that a thought? Forget Mr. Potsdam. If you became a member of the order, we could hold the wedding inside the lodge. My, wouldn't that be lovely?
Okay.
Give my regards to your parents. Hello, dear. She's upstairs. Go right on up. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Give my
We can only talk about sex with our mom, of course. as one does. Thin layer of hair coats virtually every inch of ceramic. Ugh. Rubber ducky has seen better days. Ugh. Mr. Potsdam is taking his plastic plant joke too far. Wads of used tissues fill this trash can, some of them stuck to the sides. Towels are as stiff as boards. Aluminum sliding. She's Birdie! Discover what appears to be toothpaste, pubic hair and snot. Jesus fucking. New zipping, what does it pick you up? Sure. Tampons. Better ask Stephanie about this. No, probably not. Should have rubbed the pube from the bottom. Yeast disinfectant, not to be used for baking cookies. Ho ho. Cough medicine, sure. Oral lube, Juro extra strength oral lube, great for getting in and out of tight spots. Haha. Sure. Got a headache, aspirin should do the trick, yes. Dental floss, we don't need that. Band-aids, nope. Okay. There she is in her classic nightgown that all the 17 years old use. I mean, I call that a nightgown, but it's probably not a nightgown. Plastic parts are pretty dead, okay. Examine the thing, it's, you know, one of those things. Yeah, okay. These books are fakes. Okay, let's go talk to Stephanie. Like this metal plate removed. Okay, go say hi to Stephanie. Dear old Stephanie. Suddenly she is back in her clothes. She has nice taste.
Who are you? What are you doing in my room?
Also, the proportions here are also great.
We're getting married.
So, you're the one. Steve, isn't it?
The kid.
You mean you don't know me?
I mean, I don't know anyone. I don't remember anything. How many times do I have to say it?
Just one, Stephanie, because I can't remember a damn thing either.
Really? Oh God, I thought it was just me.
You're not alone. Can you tell me what's going on here?
Those people downstairs have locked me in my room. They say I'm grounded until the wedding. They claim to be my parents. I can't dispute it because I can't remember for sure one way or the other, but it doesn't feel right. I believe you. Maybe some of these people believe you too. Maybe they're playing dumb.
Why should they play dumb?
Why?
Maybe they're responsible. Either way, something really weird is going on here. I've got to escape, and so do you. Because in a way, whether you know it or not, I think we're both grounded. It's been hell. They treat me well, but they won't let me leave this room. Not even to go out in the yard. Not until the wedding.
They won't tell you why?
Each one blames the other for grounding me. They make up different excuses. Different things I did. None of which I remember. So I sit up here. Watch the world outside my window.
This game just leaves me speechless. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. As I was saying before, it's definitely unique. Let's put it this way. It's one of those games that you can't. It's difficult to say if it's good or bad. It's a mix of things. It's just very unique. Let's put it this way. I mean, it's interesting that what they were trying to do, but they definitely did not succeed. But then again, I mean, it's a wonder that this even came out. So.
Every morning, a weird boy comes to the house and picks up the paper. He doesn't deliver the paper. He picks up scrap paper that Miss Potsdam sets out on the porch for him.
Lore for Jimmy.
Some mornings she forgets, and the boy gets furious. He gives me the creeps.
Anything else you can tell me?
I hear these weird scraping sounds in the bathroom sometimes.
And I heard that like 5 minutes
like something
ago.
is sliding along the wall. Claws, maybe. And Mr. Potsdam. I don't like the way my dear daddy looks at me. Both of them are always watching me. But especially him.
You don't think they're dangerous, do you?
I think this whole place is dangerous. I think we've got to escape.
Stranger also, Stephanie talks about like she's been here days at least. Well, we've been here just one day, so she should know more than us.
The wedding is only 3 weeks away. Not much time to get to know each other, is it? No?
If it comes down to it, we just won't take the vows.
I don't think anything in Harvest is that simple. Too many people are determined that we get hitched.
Why?
Potsdam wants the meat your father promised him. Your parents want to force you to settle down. Mrs. Potsdam wants to have the wedding in the lodge. Me? I just want to escape.
Escape?
Harvest is a prison, Steve. Don't forget that.
It's a prison of the mind.
Of course I'm right.
Okay, don't get mad. Lodge.
Everything in Harvest seems to revolve around this damned lodge. This Order of the Harvest Moon. They're responsible for this insane bake sale that's coming, and for the Harvest Blood Drive, too. When people talk about the lodge, it's always in this hushed, reverent tone. Mom keeps telling me that women can't join, but she keeps pressuring me to get you to join.
She's not the only one who wants me to sign on with the lodge.
That's probably the worst thing you could do.
You think the lodge is some kind of trap?
I think all of Harvest is a trap.
If that's true, maybe joining the lodge is the way out.
Look,
I mean, it's not the trap, it's definitely the moment where the game gets way worse.
Here, but if I could, that's what I'd
So
do.
it's a trap, yes.
Maybe you can figure out what's happening here without going anywhere near the lodge.
You're really afraid of the lodge, aren't you?
I look at that building, all lit up at night, and I get scared. I mean, look at the damn thing.
Let's use it again.
Seem like a harmless bunch of Masons to you? Come back and visit me soon, okay?
Sure will. Okay, so we okay. I think it's time to go say hi to the Colonel. Let me save since I'm at it. I still did some stuff.
Halt! Who goes there?
They tell me my name is Steve.
All right. This is Section 21. Keep your distance, son. I wouldn't want to have to blow your head off.
That makes two of us.
So you're the amnesiac, huh? Just another draft-dodging ploy the way I see it. But at least you're not an alien. You see,
an illegal alien especially. Those are the worst.
Sometimes Swell bags one in the woods.
Who are you?
Colonel Buster Monroe, commander of the Harvest Nuclear Missile Installation, keeping America safe from those who would dye our flag red, white, and pink.
These are nuclear missiles?
Goddamn right they are. Every one of them ready to rain death on the Ruskies. All I gotta do is hit the button and blammo! The price of vodka goes through the roof. Along with the vodka.
Well, I suppose you have, you know, safeguards against accidents?
Safeguards? Don't be such a weak sister. There are no safeguards. This is the 50s.
Best time.
Then you have sole control of the, missiles.
That's right. Been in charge here since WW2, when I got my lower torso shot off in the war. Those pantywaists in Washington wanted to stick me behind a desk. To hell with that. They owed me. I left my legs in Dusseldorf. They owed me.
That was a great single, by the way.
Of course, they felt that after the trauma of having to crawl
Was
from
it the
Germany to
Butthole
England,
Surfers?
trailing my
I left my legs
intestines
in
behind me, I was too emotionally unstable to continue in the military. That's why they gave me this nice cushy job and put me in charge of the nuclear missiles.
Oh, that's a lot of shit. Intestines. Let's talk about intestines.
Funny thing about it is, you wouldn't think so, but you've got about 3 miles of intestines in your body, all curled up. Now that came in handy as I gauged my progress. While I crawled from Germany to England, my intestines would unravel, such that every 3 miles I'd have to roll them back up and stuff them back in. It became my benchmark, what I lived for. Every time I stuffed my intestines back in, I knew I was 3 miles closer to freedom.
I mean,
In this way,
I
kept my sanity.
It works.
That's what I told those idiots in Washington. But did they listen? No. Some weak sister shrink said I was too emotionally unstable to kill Koreans. So they transferred me to this boring stockpile of armed nuclear warheads. And to top it off, those pansy firemen won't let me join the Harvest Volunteer Fire Department. Oh, it makes you wonder. What's the point of going on?
I mean, wouldn't you keep your sanity, like trying to get back your intestines and every 3 miles while crawling through the, I don't know, the forest of Dusseldorf or whatever the heck that was?
I don't follow.
You don't?
I don't follow. I don't follow.
Oh, fuck off. Let's talk about the fireman. I'm sure he has a
I
lot
wanted
to
to
say.
get back into the thick of the action and out of this desk job, but those firemen are a damn peculiar bunch of ladies. I thought they'd object to my lack of a lower body, but they wouldn't let me join the fire department because they said I couldn't draw naked men. Can't draw naked men? Who the hell wants to? I could draw one if I was a sick commie pervert. Look, I did this last night. What do you think?
I didn't remember that. I don't know if I ever saw it. Oh, Jesus. That's a fine drawing.
Thank you, son. You're a good soldier.
That was kind of great. I mean, yes. Okay, that's it. I mean, that was the best conversation I ever had with Colin. I mean, usually my conversation with him end up with him firing the missiles. Or rather, him shooting Steve. So I'm glad that we got along great. And you know what? Let me save. You know, we had this nice little conversation. Let me talk to him again.
Halt! It's just me. What do you want? Did the llamas send you?
Uh-oh. He's a fan of Lanasoft? Yes, of course he did.
I knew it. They won't leave me alone. Them and the kookaburras. 9!
Exactly. I think this is the good ending to Harvester. I think, all in all, I also love the CGI eye just adds to the, to the quality of the sequence. It's just awesome. Okay, let's try again. Wanted to ask him a couple more things, even though I don't think there's anything we
It's
need
just
to
me. What do you want?
tell him.
That's good. I'm glad you stopped by again. I want you to infiltrate those firemen, mister. There's a lot of art going on over there. I want to make sure they haven't turned into commie bastards. You got that? And don't come back unless you've got information for me.
What was that? Emotional instability.
Of course, they wouldn't have given you the, button if you were really, say, emotionally unstable?
Of course not. I was given a full exam by my captors in the concentration camp when I was captured during my second penetration behind enemy lines. A year after I lost my lower torso.
It was quite thorough.
What did it say?
I don't know. I can't read German. Okay, yeah, you can't get shot in 2 equal but separate portions without feeling a little down. Who wouldn't? That doesn't mean I'm unbalanced.
He's perfectly balanced.
A little lighter, maybe, but my balance is fine. Still, is it abnormal to harbor doubts late at night when your boots in the corner mock you? Is it sick to want to poke them in their eyelets and rip out their laughing tongues?
No, I'd say that's
Then you
part of
feel
the
bad,
course.
and you invite them under the covers with you, but will they come? Oh, no. Spit and polish, trump, a long, long way to Tipperary, especially when you're waddling on your hands. Get some gloves, they say, in their high-pitched little voices, and snicker in the bootlocker, talking to my jockstrap behind my back. They all deserve a good nuclear holocaust.
Are you gonna shoot again? No, it's not. Okay, let's talk about the nuclear holocaust.
Son, when you've had your body shot in half, you know a thing or two about fear. You learn that when something actually happens, it's never as bad as you imagine it would be.
It's not half as
sure,
bad.
I can't write my name in the snow. I had to shell out a few simoleons for portable IV drips, colostomy bags, and so on. The pain is hardly what I'd call constant. I have my good days when I pass out completely. We're never asked to endure more than we're capable of handling, mister. Folks would die in a nuclear holocaust, but nobody would die who wasn't going to die anyway, sooner or later.
Sure.
And the rest of us? Why, we'd take a little R&R at the old radiation bunker, climb out in 2 weeks, and go back to
and
work,
watch the
refreshed and
obviously
ready
watch
to
the Fallout
contribute
TV
as
series.
productive members of society again. Makes me wonder why I don't just push the button and take me a nice vacation. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't?
So if I say there's no reason, will he shoot me again? 'Cause it doesn't make sense, right? I mean, he doesn't have anything against me, but I think the sequence is just the same, so I won't risk it.
You're right, soldier. I'm sorry. Sometimes the intense pain clouds my mind. The kookaburras start whispering to me about the pretty mangoes in the high trees, and I know they can see me. They see all of us. Can't you hear them? Chattering with the llamas behind our backs? They want our cornflakes, but they won't take the milk! Have you lost your mind? You think you can toy with me just because I have no lower torso, you damn kid, you?
There's so many things you can
Or
say to
maybe
him.
you're one of
I
those
didn't know
commie bastards.
What was that? Llamas?
Have you lost your mind? You
No, okay. Okay, let's talk about... Yeah, call me bastard.
Frankly, all these questions are making me a little suspicious of you. Maybe you're one of those pink-blooded Americans.
If you could use the...
Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't shoot you right now?
You shoot me, I'm American.
Right, huh? Your average commie bastard is always only too ready to hide behind the Constitution. Real Americans waive their rights for the common good. Would you?
For the greater good.
You talk a good game, mister. But so does your average commie bastard.
This never ends.
The Kremlin teaches its agents to talk their way out of a scrape. What do you think about that, son?
I think I want to get out of this conversation. The communists can hardly be said to hold a monopoly on intellectual discourse.
You should have watched more TV and read less Dostoevsky if you wanted to pass for an American, comrade.
Come on, do it. Alright, yeah, the best part of this is the CGI. Also, were the missiles pointed at Russia? No, they were pointed at...
Don't mind if I do.
Harvester. There is Sheriff Dwayne. Thank you for the follow. Okay, I think we talk enough to call on Jesus. I feel like I've been talking to him for like 20 minutes. And I don't think we need to really tell him anything at the moment. Okay, let's go to the post office for a second. They had CGI money, couldn't get a macro camera lens. That's a trick question. No, because as I was saying before, the problem is that so let me explain real quick what happened with Harvester. So what happened with Harvester is that they recorded all the FMV footage, so the real actors on the the green screen in a few months. I think was it in '95 if I remember correctly, and then that was done. So they had the script, they recorded the actors, so then they had to program the whole game, and that's where the problem started. That's where Harvester got lost in development and basically surfaced again. Steve is not enjoying my explanation. Surfaced again like in 2 years later almost. So what happened was that I think when they got back and saw the footage, and of course they had to make a lot of changes to the game, to the original script. They cut away a lot of stuff, which I was talking about earlier. I think they started adding stuff to make, I don't know, some of the FMV sequences make more sense or less sense, probably. So I think that what happened is that, of course, the CGI came way later in development than the the FMV footage. So a lot of strange things that happen in Harvester can be explained because there's basically one period of development and then the other period of development that happened stretched out for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. That came way later. So it's it's almost like two different games. So the original game that they thought of, and then what they actually designed. Also, I'll show you something real quick in a bit. A blind woman is trying to read her mail. Is this a Tom Waits song? Zip code with Arva's Dead Center. Oh, no worries, no worries. If you look on the Genesis Temple blog, I've written an article about the development of Harvester. There's still a lot of other stuff that I should write, but it's a never-ending thing. There's more stuff coming out about Harvester. Like, I don't say all the time, but every like 6 months there's new stuff. So yeah, if you search for the Genesis Temple and Harvester, you should be able to find. I mean, I can link it in the chat real quick. Yeah, just if anyone is interested in what happened. Okay. So let's see so we need the lodge application. 3 clocks 3 times.
Yes? I need some help, Mr.
Postmaster Boyle. What can I do for you
today?
Postmaster
Boyle, okay.
Sorry, youngster, we're out of applications right now.
Come on, you must have one around here somewhere.
Well, I do have the master, but you can't write on that. And I only make copies once a month, on the button, regular as clockwork. It's not the effort, son. It's the principle. We must adhere to our standards. They're all that stand between civilization and chaos. I'm sorry, you'll just have to come back in a month, same as anyone else. And even then, I can't guarantee you'll get an application. The line is always long, and there are never enough to go around.
It's very important that I get in quickly.
Suddenly, we made up our mind.
Postmaster Boyle, I'll just die if I don't get into the lodge. I can't make an exception, young man. It just wouldn't be right. I certainly don't wish to discourage you from joining, young man. That's just what you should be striving for. But I can't break the rules for you. You keep trying. You'll get in eventually. Next time you post, don't forget the zip code.
So let's see if we can. No. Can we? Actually, no. Wait. No. No. We can punch the air in front of the blind woman, not the. Another woman. We can punch Postmaster Boyle either, but we can show him this.
What does this mean? This is unexpected and awkward. But my luck's been bad ever since Dwayne found that darn gas can at the newspaper building the day after the fire.
Okay, so it was him.
He has this insane notion that it's mine. I pay him not because I'm guilty, but because I don't want him slurring my good name around Harvest.
Oh, naturally.
You know, he keeps that gas can in the evidence room at his office. I'd be really grateful to whoever could fetch me that can. Grateful enough to provide him with a lodge application. Oh, and Steve, you'll keep this to yourself. If you're smart.
What is the checkbook used? Oh, stop punching the air, Steve. So if we use the checkbook.
What does this?
No, same thing. Okay. Yeah, we already said this. Okay.
Oh, and
whatever. Okay, let's give him the gas can.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. After all this time.
Where's my application, Boyle?
Here, take it. With my thanks. You know, this morning as I was making my rounds, I noticed an awful lot of television aerials on the roofs. Seems like more and more each day. You got me this can just in time, youngster.
Okay, so he hates...
Need of it.
He hates media.
What do you mean?
There's another reason why Sheriff Dwayne didn't investigate the Sentinel fire. If you'd like to get something else on the blackmailing bastard, check around the television station. While you still can.
Stop fucking punching. Okay. So, do you have physical disabilities that prevents you from getting lost? Do you see a triangle? Do you enjoy the art of people watering? Can you? It's fucking illegible. Are you allergic to any of the but gunpowder? Have you ever had? Fuck is this? Fuck is this word? 50 words or less tell how you will be the benefit to our applicants will be notified of the serious mean. Okay, it's impossible to read this. It would be interesting to know what it says. Oh, we got the meet permission slip. Okay. Alright, we got the application. Stop fucking punching the air. Can we
That's a ticket.
So let's see what it says. How often do you eat meat? 3 times a day. First name Steve, middle name, nobody will tell me. Harvest. Maybe it says eating meat. No, I think it's an X. Okay. Do you know? Do you enjoy the art of people watering? He said yes. Can you climb a rope? Okay, this says can you climb a rope? Yes. Have you ever had blah 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 blah? It says I don't even know what it is. I feel I could help by being a hard worker of sound to think I'd be good. I'm really real good at, but I don't know what that says. Prying hand, I don't know. Okay, whatever. We got the application, so we can bring that to the lodge if we wanted to. There he is, the great master of the lodge. Or rather, the sergeant at arms. We don't know who the master is.
I see you managed to acquire an application. That demonstrates resourcefulness, a desirable trait for prospective members. You need a rest. Report back here for your next assignment.
Okay, this goes directly to day 2. Okay. But I want to go talk to him before this. Yes, Steve's trip. My favorite part of the day. eyeless man. I don't know what that is. Alright, Steve putting on a shirt, FMV. As you would. Okay, let me save on the first one. I wanted first to go talk to the lodge, because I feel we skipped a lot of dialogue.
Only initiates may enter the hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon.
Did you say something?
I did not speak.
But I made faces.
Touched yours.
I make faces
Telepathy.
all the time.
But how?
Only those who seek enlightenment warrant my attention. Do you hunger for true knowledge? Forbidden knowledge, the forgotten pleasures, and pleasures as yet undiscovered. But such is not for the likes of you. Not yet. You must first fill out an application to be considered for initiation.
A classic application to be considered
mysteries.
Worthy enough of pleasures.
Members of the Order are privy to many hidden truths.
Such as?
They know what the trees whisper to the wind to make it howl. They know what the worm knows as it squirms in a rotting leg. They know what you've forgotten.
Which is not even true, but...
When you find the path, truth will be revealed to you. When you possess the truth, you will know what you knew. And if anything remains forgotten, then it was never worth the knowing.
Can't argue with that.
Have you obtained?
Not yet.
If you would find not. Harvest seems strange to you. Nothing is quite as it seems, or should be. Such is the way of all things when viewed from the proper perspective. Only within this lodge can the truth be found.
That's not exactly true, I'm sorry.
Have you?
Not yet.
If you... Whether you do or not matters little to me.
Many are called but few chosen. That's not true either. No one is called. If everyone has to get in an application. Okay, let's go back to day 2. Obviously some fat high school girl left it there. Okay, that's a joke that I'm not getting. But I'm happy I'm not getting it. So let's go talk dirty to Mom. I mean, it's finally time. Everyone was waiting
Hello,
for
dear.
it.
How are you today? Did you hear? Someone exterminated the wasp woman. Exterminated. Got it? Oh my, I used to be such a card. Everyone in the Glee Club thought so. Oh, I haven't lost it, have I?
Bye! That's the only sensible reaction.
Stop speaking nonsense, dear.
What? That's not the answer I was expecting. Wait.
Stop speaking nonsense, dear. Stop speaking nonsense.
What charity is this bake sale supposed to
She does
benefit?
react to all this.
It'll help provide a fund for bums and hobos who wander into Harvest and have no family ties.
Kind of a specific target group, isn't it?
You have to pay attention to detail when dealing with such people.
I don't know what you mean.
You will. The whole thing has been organized by the lodge.
Tell me more about this bake sale. Why is it so important?
As I told you, many unfortunates who come to Harvest end up needing financial help.
Why is that the town's problem?
It's not a problem, so long as those folks are taken care of. It's the will of the lodge. Harvest is a town unlike any you've ever known.
In what way?
I don't have time to go into it now. Why not take a walk around town and pester someone else? I'm busy.
No other. Why is that? I don't have time for this.
Stop speaking nonsense, dear.
Mom doesn't want to talk dirty to me. Oh no. Wait.
What a thing to say to your mother. Was that an invitation?
That
now
was
that
the
your
wrong word. I
father
was
is out
being
of action?
too polite.
Maybe later, dear. Right now I have housework to do. So you can watch if you want. Don't forget to put the papers out for Jimmy. You know how he gets.
Perfect. That's a great sequence of statements. Love that. I don't remember if I can beat up Mom. I don't think so because I can't get close to Mom. No, I can't even. Nope. Okay, never mind. There will be no beating up Mommy today. Or Hank. Ah, Jimmy, I forgot the paper. Wait. There you go.
There now, see how easy it is? Things are so much better between us when you remember the paper in the morning. And let's keep him that way.
Okay, we haven't been to the cemetery, but I don't think there's much to do at the moment. No. No. Go back. Boxcar Willie. Robba Williams. Is this a reference to Roberta Williams? I mean, fantasy is phantasmagoria, yes. I don't understand the years, though. Freddie Mercedes, too much love will kill you. Ho ho. I'm going to save us in peace. Here, Rick's a first saw manure. 2 years in orbit was too long. Fear not in death. Monty Jakes. That one I'm not getting. Scotty Bacon, sure is easy. Unknown visitor. Tombstones are marked. Okay. No Monkey Island reference though. I mean, those were different times. You still could make an adventure game without a Monkey Island reference. As strange as it might sound today. You still could. That's it. I think we have to go back to the lodge then. Yes, just to give us our assignment of the day.
I take it you wish to be initiated into the mysteries of the Order of the Harvest Moon. A bad feeling. That is something children get when the closet door is cracked open at night, or a woman alone on a highway gets when her engine starts squealing and shaking her to her bones.
A lot of awful shooting at the end, you mean?
That feeling is a little thing to deter. You are lower than dust, the chaff that must fall aside. Beware.
I mean, if you mean the end as in the second half of the game, yes. I mean the end. I mean, if you mean the ending, the real ending, there's no shooting at the end of the game. But the second half is basically a lot of awful action adventure combat, and the game really goes downhill from there, unfortunately. I mean, so far at least you get to explore the city, you get to talk to people. It's fun, perhaps is not the right word, but it's an adventure game. It's an adventure. After getting into the lodge, unfortunately, it takes a nosedive. So, yeah, it becomes really action oriented.
I take it you wish.
Yes, I take it.
Very well. Know then that Securing the application was but the first step on your road to enlightenment. Now you must complete a series of tasks to prove your worthiness as an initiate.
What kind of tasks?
Minor pranks, really. Nothing overly difficult. More tests of wit than prowess. But to complete them you must, if you wish to enter these walls.
Minor prank, eh? I'll bet. What have you got in mind?
There is in Harvest a man named Mr. Johnson.
And he loves his Johnson.
He owns a tucker. It is his pride and joy. I should like you to put a scratch in it.
A scratch? That's all?
As I said, a minor prank. Mind you, you're not to damage the vehicle. Merely put a single scratch in it. Once you have done so, return here, and I shall give you your next task.
So this whole idea about pranks, I get what they were trying to do, because you're basically, you know, just working away at the foundation of Harvest. So you're basically like going into people's deepest fears. You know, for example, Mr. Johnson loves his stalker, so you're going to scratch it, and then you're going to go, you know, do other stuff like that. But then again, Harvest doesn't really have a solid foundations. So I mean, Mr. Johnson is already like he's already like a pervert and an awful human being. So rather than a prank, this feels like revenge. You know, like this is getting his just revenge. So I don't know. I mean, because in the full scale of things, they're trying. I mean, their idea is that these pranks are supposed to chip away at Steve's humanity. I think that's the idea. Doesn't really work when you think about it, because I mean, Mr. Johnson's a fucking asshole. So why should it chip away at Steve's humanity? If anything, should make him feel better. But I don't know. Some in the Indians, too busy drinking and smoking, they ignore you. As Indians do, they're just drinking and smoking all the time. Silver Tucker, another Tucker with a yellow interior. Okay, let's go say hi to the cowboy. It's time. Fairly primitive form of mind control. Haha. Coney Western backdrop complete with a cardboard TP.
Stay tuned, buckaroos. There's more to come on Range Riders Cowboy Roundup. So don't go away.
I should
and
use
what's your
that
name, hombre?
Steve.
Steve's a swell name. My dog's name is Steve. Would you like my autograph, Steve? Here you go, then.
TV violence.
Violence? What about it?
Let's hear what Harvester has to say about violence on TV.
Violence is as American as apple pie and low SAT scores. Where would we be right now if the cowboys hadn't gone out west and butchered innocent people to steal their land?
America is
that,
built on
Mr.
violence.
Know-it-all.
But what about studies that have shown that children become more violent when watching violence?
Buckaroo, I rip the guts out of godless heathen Injuns. Most kids don't see godless heathen Injuns on a regular basis, and if they do, they better either get their eyes checked or do like old Range Rider and shoot the bejesus out of them, lest they want to go untreated for psychotic hallucinations, or wind up with their scalps hanging from a buckskin belt. Oh, shit! Ow! Shit on a stickaroo! The parents that are griping about violence on TV are the same parents that go outside in the morning to fetch their papers, secure in the knowledge that they won't get an arrow through the noodle because the violence they hate so much done cleared the engines out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, civilization has benefited from violence. But should violence be treated as entertainment?
Check my rating, son. Violence is entertainment.
Everything is
I just put
entertainment
it on
now.
the air. If some kid watches,
Today we would say
that
violence
says
is
something
content.
about the kid, not me. Now, excuse me, we're going back on the air.
So yeah, basically, you know, Ranger Rider is just here to remind us that this is where Harvester comes from.
Can't talk now, Buckaroo.
Because I think that's all he has to say. Can we? I don't think we can.
Why, you're spouting nonsense, cowpoke.
I don't think he even.
Why, you're spouting
He
nonsense.
doesn't even want to talk about the lodge. I mean, do you want to talk about my amnesia? No. Okay, doesn't want to talk about it.
Happy trails, Buckaroo.
Thanks. Ah, Mr. McKnight. I completely forgot about him. Ah, that's the phone from The Sims. Did he give us the? Oh yes. Nice. Nice. Did they make merch from this? I don't think they did. They should have.
Hey, sport. This is a private office.
Yeah, I know, Mr.
Tragedy, ain't it?
McKnight. I own and operate this station. Have you brought me some news for tonight's broadcast, or...
I've lost my memory. That's news.
Not
the
really.
hell it is. You always were a kidder, Steve. Any real news to tell me?
Actually, I was just wanting to know more about the TV station.
Hey, WHAR is the only television station in Harvest. Since the old Sentinel went under, what with the newspaper building burning down and all, we're golden. Nobody competes with us, sport. Partners? I run the whole show solo, pal.
Yeah, answer the phone.
Don't hurry back.
I want to talk.
Don't hurry.
Okay, he doesn't have a lot to say. I don't think we need this Mr. McKnight at all. So either some stuff was cut here too, or it was strange. I don't remember him being involved at all. He might be in the lodge, but okay, so we need to go scratch the thing first. But first we need to visit the fire station. I mean, you can have an Harvester playthrough without going to say hi to the fireman, right? I mean, this has aged wonderfully, as we'll see in a bit.
Please excuse the mess. They've done wonders with the upstairs bedroom, but this garage defies color coordination. Sorry, Steve. After I'm through here, I've got cleaning to do. Rush, rush.
The pickets of the fence gleam with a fresh coat of white paint. Like clean-cut soldiers standing at attention, defending truth, justice in the American way. Yes. You can definitely see which descriptions were written first and which ones were written later in development. Perfect. Perfect.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the House of Flame, as we like to call it. Oh, cut it out, Spots, honestly. Once he gets barking, a good piece of meat is the only way to shut him up. There you go, Spot.
That's a piece of... the close-up of the dog.
Oh, Steve. Bet
Great.
you don't remember me. Heard about that short in the old wiring. I'm Fire Marshal Sparky, head of your fire department. Don't be silly. Everyone thinks that amnesia kick is a scream. Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
You said the thing.
Besides, it's my job to keep abreast of developments in the community, to better serve you, the public. I'm sure you'll be thrilled when you learn of the many civic improvements we have planned for your fire department.
Such as...
Well, don't tell any of the others, but I've secured a bolt of the most divine mauve material. I've hidden it because, well, if any of these Marys got a hold of it, it'd be gone in a jiffy. So I'd rather keep it hush-hush. I'm going to make new drapes for the firehouse, and if I have any left, cross your fingers, I'm going to make everyone matching mauve.
No, I think they all had the...
Those are civic improvements.
I mean, if you...
Don't be such a party pooper, Steve. We're talking about art.
What?
Besides,
if you mean
we
Sparky,
haven't had
no,
a
that's
fire
not
in
it.
Harvest since the newspaper building burned down. Though I'll admit that the Wasp Woman's place is one big
The Wasp
accident
Woman is
waiting
dead,
to happen.
Sparky.
Isn't that right, Spots?
Unless you mean Spots, that's clearly Steve in a different costume. No, actually, I was thinking, for how edgy the game is, this is even not that offensive, strangely enough. I mean, it's offensive, obviously. But, I mean, honestly, this is 96, and, you know, in Italy still, for example, at the time, we had way worse representation of homosexuality in comedies. So, you know, this is even, not even that offensive, honestly, compared to that shit. So, okay. Not that it makes it any better, but... Okay.
Art enriches the community, Steve. No less than a pulsing fire hose or a fireman beating down a blazing door. So what if we're drawing a nude man? So what if all we ever draw is a nude man, or the same nude man over and over in all
Why are
sorts
the
of
firemen drawing a nude
positions? Context, not content. Process, not subject. Don't be so gauche, Steve. It's beneath you. Spots is a dandy watchdog, but like the rest of us, he has one
Let me
awful
guess.
vice. None of us can resist a nice cut of meat.
Who turned up the drone?
Some people think all we do is sit around, fetching examples of manhood for our own amusement. Nothing could be further from the truth. Why, just the other day we cited Tetsu Crumb for fire code violations. All the dried out paper wasp nests clustered around our wooden house. Why, it's a chem log just waiting for the right faggot. Believe me, none of us wants to see another fiasco like the Sentinel fire.
Okay, I think that word was used in a different context. I think I'm not that familiar with the English language, but I guess he meant, you know, cigarette butt. I think.
A dreadful affair. You wouldn't think that a brick and steel building with a sprinkler system could go up that quickly. Oh, please. Dwayne was glad enough to see the thing go up.
Okay.
And
again,
so
I'm not
was McKnight.
not that expert on
you could
English
get
language.
into that safe in his wall.
Okay. Glad to know it had another meaning.
Look, Steve, as far as I know, the fire was an accident. Let's just leave it at that. Now don't you go moving.
Because you don't go moving, because we don't want to shoot an FMV that actually moves.
Come again? A dreadful affair.
Yeah, we read it. Such a kidder, indeed.
Art enriches the community, Steve.
No, you already said this. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't bother me, I'm sketching. Oh, look what you made me do.
I love that they use a whole actor.
Stop it, you're messing me up.
Just to say that.
Stop.
These two lines. Okay. Saliva is foaming from his barking chops.
I don't converse on the job, Steve.
I mean, even the male model has a portrait, and poor Mr. Pastorelli got his own portrait cut. That's just wrong, man. Italians always get the short end of the stick. Well-endowed nude man standing in the moonlight. A picture of phallic-like structure standing all in a row. Yeah, that sounds dreamy. Okay, I don't think we need to do anything at the fire department, so we just enjoy the great writing. Don't remember if there's anything here. What's up to be clear of extreme fire? Is the bomb held up? I think that's it. So let's, because I mean, we need to do it when the car is in the garage, so we need to wait for night to fall, if I remember correctly, so we can do it right away. Stop punching the air, Steve, please. Okay, so this is okay, stuff to get back your health. So I think so okay, now the evidence room is just always open. Nice. Okay, I think I got all I needed, but I don't remember what remember how to use the camera, and it's definitely too early for that.
Well, that didn't work.
Because you're stupid. So I remember a few things that you have to do, but it's they're all later in the game, like getting in to see your dad, but that's like almost before entering the lodge. So not yet.
Young man, we really have nothing to say to each other.
Bye.
I'd say it.
Let me think. Okay, we haven't been here, but I don't think there's anything. Schedule this week's funerary events. Jonathan and Ryan Cliff. Come on, Steve.
Oh, man.
Kicked with the dust of indifference. Squeezes chandelier. Sin kneels before a shepherd, jubilantly terrified. I like the expression, jubilantly terrified. Small item for a priest. Does the murdering start? I haven't even gotten a weapon, so yeah. But I did kill the wasp woman. Poor thing. I'm even sorry about that. Hunting beautiful single glass window, which a man holds aside one end, so ethereal power in the other. Yeah, we got that. I actually don't remember where to get weapons, honestly. It's not a lot of weapons you can get at this moment, I mean, before getting into the lodge, but there's definitely a few. Like the bat. What the fuck is the bat? I don't remember. Can I get the fire extinguisher? No. Okay, let's go talk to Stephanie for a second.
Did you say hello to your father for me? It's very important. Tell him. Tell him that I hope he gets better soon, and don't forget to remind him about his promise regarding
the meat.
I could use some good news right now. I just got the word. The order turned down my latest application. Looks like we'll be having the wedding at Moynihan's after all.
Bye. Yeah, let's go talk to Stephanie.
Steve, I'm so glad you came back.
What have you been doing? Lots of exciting things.
What have you been doing?
I visited the lodge. Talked to the sergeant-at-arms there. He knows that there's something out of whack here. He told me if I wanted to find out what it is, I should join the lodge. I've decided to join the lodge, Stephanie. I think the answer to all our questions is inside.
Not really.
That place. It's so sinister. You may be playing right into their hands. Did you think of that? Doesn't it seem like you're being herded toward the lodge?
No, not at all.
That's one of the things I hope to find out.
I hope finding out doesn't get you killed.
Bye.
Come back and visit me soon, okay?
Okay. Sure will. Maybe I can actually... Wait. Potsdam. Uh-huh, sure. What the fuck? With one single punch? Sam in the sofa. He needs a little bit of attention. Okay, let's talk to the mother. Steve is strong. Oh, Jesus Christ. But he gets arrested right away. I think you can actually get out of jail at least once, I think, but that's just one time. I think you need to have something to blackmail the sheriff with.
What were you thinking? Attacking someone like that? With so many witnesses around.
There was no one around, Sheriff.
You'll
Come
have
on.
plenty of time to think about it, boy.
Boy.
Somebody help me! What do you people want from me?
Too late for that, boy. Ain't it, Sergeant?
Boy.
Indeed it is, Sheriff. Answers may only be found in the lodge, and you must be alive to seek them.
So another strange thing here, right? I mean, the idea again is that you're joining the lodge to lose Steve's humanity, right? So that's the whole idea. So you kill someone in cold blood, which is something that, I mean, that's just, you know, top inhumanity, and then they punish you. No, you don't, you don't want to go too far. You just take it step by step. We want you to be a cold-blooded killer, but, you know, you need to have rules, man. That's just a little bit strange. I mean, I understand, of course, that they couldn't have you go around killing everyone in the game, okay, sure, but still strange. Okay. Okay, at least she doesn't fall to pieces, so that's something. Okay, well, we don't need to see what happens next. We already know. Potsdam, day 2. So you can kill both the Potsdams. You can kill Stephanie because she's on the bed, so obviously we can't reach her. I killed the West Bowman already. We can kill anyone at the house. I think maybe we can kill Pastorelli, maybe? I mean, poor Pastorelli. I mean, me going live to kill an Italian, that's just wrong, man. That's just wrong, and that's not something that you would ever see me do. Ever. That's just, yeah, all kinds of wrong and bad, and, yeah. Oh, I can attack these two. I'm stuck. Okay. Yes. Perfect. killing spree with just one punch. Can I attack the sheep too? No. Okay. I mean, someone was wondering when the murdering started, and there you go. Okay, I think that's basically it for how many people you can kill at the moment. At least I can kill Moynihan because he's behind the desk. The fireman? Nah, I don't think so. Let me try that. No, he's way in the background. They are, yeah. They're on a different plane of existence than me, so I can't reach them. But I do. Oh, wait. I can go to the Gain Memorial, to Albert Fish Memorial, and kill and get rid of. No, he's not here. Never mind. The principal, but maybe the teacher. No, I can't get in anymore. Fuck. Nope. I lost my boat. Lost my boat. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, I think that's it for my killing, cigarette killing, maybe. No. I mean, yeah. No. I'm too far ahead. Not enough in the background. Steve, turn around. No, turn around, Steve.
Stop.
No, we're just swatting the air. Okay. So before I go, and then we'll pick this up next time. I wanted to show you real quick something. Let me show you. Okay, do this. Okay, so this is the original teaser for Harvester from 1994. See, they kept the sign from the opening. So again,
Ask anyone in Harvest,
this is for more than 2 years before the game will come out.
and they'll tell you it's a nice little town. Children play on quiet neighborhood streets by day and watch cowboys kill Indians at night. It is a time of innocence and of awakening.
I'm telling you, as weird as it sounds, I don't know you, any of you. I don't know where I am or even who I am. Somebody tell me who I am!
Stop it. You're being silly. Honestly, all this fuss, you're giving your brother the heebie-jeebies. You're my son. You've lived in Harvest all your life. And in 2 weeks, you're getting married.
Something really weird is going on here.
As you can see, Stephanie's completely different. So either they didn't have the actress yet, because Steve basically looks like Steve, but she looks completely different.
You've lost your memory, and I can't remember anything.
The voice does seem to be the same.
Except you.
In Harvest, things are not always what they seem. Secrets are kept behind closed doors, And if you're smart, you leave.
For a second, I thought he was urinating.
And if you're smart, you leave them there.
I feel like something is bearing down on me. Something terrible.
I know what you mean. I can't remember anything. But I know in my heart that the woman downstairs is not my mother. I'm scared.
Harvest is a quiet little town, and the people there want to keep it that way. People who break the silence there are broken.
Oh my God. Is that what I think it is?
Yep. It's a spinal cord, all right.
Sheriff also looks completely different.
Stephanie.
I don't know. The only clue we got is that card propped up on a pillow. Take a look at it. I don't see any need to investigate. Whoever this is dead from natural causes.
Natural causes?
You can't live without a spinal cord, son. Nothing unnatural about that.
More pie, Sheriff?
Oh, I don't mind if I do.
Yeah, it's my notification.
You don't know if Stephanie is alive or dead, but you do know two things. You've been invited to join the ranks of a secret order, and the answer to your questions can only be found in the lodge. Come in.
Also different voice.
Harvester. Coming this summer to a store near you.
Coming this summer. Summer 94. It was released more than 2 years after this. So yeah, as you can see, they basically had the idea down, but the whole thing was completely different than what we got. They were not going for the FMV thing. That came later, when they got the money. So. But yeah, okay. I think for a first session in Harvest, that was pretty satisfying. And of course I'll continue this soon, in next Thursday, through 2 days, basically same time. I'll continue with Harvester because I mean we need to find out what's going on with the lodge, and we need of course to see the spinal cord scene done in beautiful FMV, because I mean that was not the best way that you can see the spinal cord scene, which is just a classic at this point, just a classic 90s point-and-click adventure moment, I think, that just smells of legendary, nothing short of legendary. But okay, I'll leave you with this nice kiss on your forehead, and yeah, I'll be back next Thursday, 10 AM, same as today. We'll continue some Harvester. Yeah, until then, thank you for watching, take care, and see you soon.